to run now. Get to mine. This. Cool. All right, should be good. Cool. All right, cool. So looks like my computer's up and running and everything should be all good. Yeah. So with that being said, yeah, we should be all good with everything. So as more and more people start to pull in, start to show up, then we can get started. Cool. So essentially what this live stream is all about, I'm here to help answer any tennis gear related questions that may pop up. I had made the commitment to myself that I would be doing this for every single day for the rest of the year for at least half an hour. So here we are for tonight, 11/15/2025. And yeah, as people start to show up, we'll get rolling with it, but I just started the live stream within the minute, so we'll see how it goes. But if anyone has any tennis related question, whether it be gear, rackets, shoes, strings, anything like that, I'm here and happy to help answer it as much as I can. If not, like normal, the live stream will probably just divulge into everyone that shows up just hanging out for however long we go for tonight, and we'll just kind of go with it. So as more people start to show up, I will stop talking until they do, and then we'll get going. Mog, what's up? How are we? Thank you for being here. Rondo, I'm wearing my own hair, thank you. Just the goofy girls, hello, how are we doing? Jose, hello, how are we? Dogi, hello. Bonnie, what's up? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? Soulgate, I'm not entirely sure what that means. Let's see. I don't know her, Misguided. Axolotl, hello. Just the girls, good. Doey, no. Sorry, but not doing that. CTH, hello. One, it looks like my ceiling is about to fall because it is old. That is a common question brought up. But yes, it is. My ceiling is just old. That is it. Let's see. Eric, I am not 27. I'm actually 24, believe it or not. Willie, hello. One, Ola means hi. All right, hello. Misguided. You're excited, but I'm not really ready to be a dad. Got any advice? I am not a dad, so I can't really offer any advice, bro. That is not my ever. That is not in a place I know anything about. Let's see. Dejan or Dewan. Hey man, what are you so afraid of? A little blue light won't hurt you, buddy. If that scares you, I'm worried for you. I know a little bit won't hurt me, but if I'm staring at my phone and my computer for sometimes about 3 hours, because that's usually what these live streams are going into. Doing that for 3 hours straight and then trying to go directly to sleep, not necessarily the best thing ever. So I'm gonna wear them, bro. Plus, I do like them too. Bonnie, you're doing great. Where am I from? I'm from the U.S., Bonnie. Where are you at? Willie, hello. Kristen, can I help you with something? It depends on what you need help with, Kristen. But maybe if it is tennis related, I can probably help out. But I don't know about much else from there. Bonnie, you're 21. Very cool. Where are you from? Vincent from Miami. Yo, bro. How am I? I'm doing good, Vincent. What's going on, bro? How are you doing? Born. I have no clue what you're talking about. Vincent, where am I from? I'm from the US, bro. That's mainly it. And I have no idea what in the world that you're talking about about a pony. Rasul, hello. Let's see. Madhawa, I'm sorry, sir. I do not have any money to give. Chris, yeah, you should probably let them go home. Laura, hello. How are you? Violet, hello. Daniel, you're making mac and cheese. Should I use Swiss or mozzarella cheese? I am all out of cheddar. I have no clue, dude. I've never had mac and cheese, so I can't really help you out there. Let's see. Daniel, help me out. What does tennis elbow mean? So Daniel, tennis elbow is just an injury that happens typically, as you would guess, in your elbow. Especially, it comes usually from either bad technique or improper technique, or also the shock and vibration that gets sent back into the player's arm when they're actually playing. It can be from the racket they're using, the string they're using, or like I mentioned, technique. So it's usually an injury you don't want to get, just because that's usually going to take you out of playing for quite a while, depending upon how severe it is. You probably won't need surgery from it, but it's just like a big annoyance that tennis players have to deal with. So that's why we try to avoid it as much as possible. Let's see. Rasul, Miami. No, I'm not from Miami. Born, which tennis ball do I recommend? Okay. So I personally really like the Wilson US Open Extra Duty tennis ball. That seems to be the one I found works and tends to play the best, as well as like maintains its life the best. If you want to go for something a little bit less expensive, then I do like the Dunlop Grand Prix Extra Duty. Those two have always served me well, so that's usually what I recommend to people. But if you're playing on clay or a softer court, then I would just get the regular duty versions of either of those two. But those usually do very well for myself and for the people that I've recommended them to. Morgan, what's up, bro? Let's see. Yusuf, hi, how are you, brother? Hello, I'm doing good, man. How are you doing, sir? Please tell me if I said your name right or wrong. I would like to pronounce it correctly. Gengar, hello. Morgan, what have I stumbled upon? Who are you? What do you do? So Morgan, my name is Brody. I am someone that my little corner here on the internet is all about tennis equipment, whether it be tennis rackets, shoes, strings, gear, anything like that. So if you have a question about that kind of stuff, that's kind of what I'm here to answer, just because I've worked in a tennis retail store for the past 8+ years. And I even have a certification talking about tennis rackets, tennis strings, and how those are going to work together to affect someone's game when they're playing. So I'm here to answer any questions live that someone may have. If not, then we all just kind of like hang out, have fun, and just kind of like see how it goes. But yeah, man, that's about it. Riley, hello. Shaheen, maybe. I probably said it wrong. If I did, I'm sorry. What's up, bro? How are we doing? Sean, hello. Gengar, nice wave. No, I don't know what that's supposed to say, so no, Yusuf. Sean, why don't I have eyes? I do have eyes. They're just hiding behind the glasses, Sean. Dogie, I'm not gonna do anything stupid. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to subscribe. I'm not going to like try and force you to do it. That's weird. Bourne, what's the new V-Core going to be like, and what's the difference from the current gen? So, from what my guess would be, just because I have not played with the new V-Core and I've not really I haven't used it or anything, my guess would be is that Yonex is probably going to add the middle-end technology like they added into the new E-Zone earlier this year. They're probably going to add that into the new V-Core itself just to make it just to make it a little bit easier on the arm. So if they do that, then it's not going to be as stiff as the current V-Core is. It'll probably be, but that also means it's probably going to be a little bit less powerful, as well as it's not going to feel the same when you actually hit with it. The new one, if it does have the middle-end technology into it, then it is going to be a little bit more muted. It's going to be a little bit more plush. You're not going to have as much feel on the ball. Whereas the old one, the current one, is probably going to feel a little bit stiffer. And with that, it's probably just going to feel different overall. So that would be my guess as to what they're going to do in terms of with the new V-Core. I don't know anything really about it. I've just somewhat seen the color like leaked online. So that's about all I can say, bro. I don't know much else. Daniel, my gym bro tells me to watch out for tennis elbow, but I don't play it. Yeah, it's just mainly like an injury, usually around in your elbow area. It can sometimes be brought on just from like overuse of the muscles there. So sometimes in the gym, you may see it and you may like have the chance to get it, but it's not as likely, especially since I would assume you probably don't have a lot of shock or vibration getting back into your arm. So Daniel, I think if you're just lifting in the gym, you're probably fine as long as you're using the correct form. But yeah, it's not anything like too severe. I would think you would necessarily need to worry about. Let's see. Gengar, do I play professional tennis? No, I do not play professional tennis. That'd probably be cool, but I do not play professional tennis. I just got really, really I just started really, really nerding out about what all the equipment does, and I've just been doing that for years, and that kind of led me to here. George, Tony Stark. I mean, that'd be cool if I was Tony Stark, but I'm not Iron Man, no. Rasul, where do I live? I live in the U.S., bro. LP, I don't think anyone is playing a banjo. Deb, I don't know what that is. Let's hang out, have fun, bro. Maybe. Wyatt, what's up? Who is the real Joe? Yes, my ceiling is okay. Don't worry. It's fine. It's just old. Born, recommended tennis shoes for high-level junior, durable, not narrow. Thanks. Depends on how the shoe likes to fit. You said not narrow, so that pretty much gets rid of Nike and Asics, Born. But what else do you kind of need help with from a shoe? Because that's usually a big concern. Whether it be like you need a little bit more of a wider fit, you need a standard fit, or you want more cushioning in a shoe. That's and also size too, because some shoe brands don't make all the sizes. So what else? What are like some other requirements that the shoe kind of needs to have besides just durable and not narrow? Or is that it? Because if that's it, we may be able to find something as well. LP, can you turn the tennis racket into a banjo? I mean, you could probably do a pretend banjo. That'd be about it, I would think. Jane, hello. Clarissa, who's that person behind you? It is actually not a person. It's Kirby. Kirby's behind me. He just kind of hangs out. Jacob, hello. Mango, thank you. Thank you for the compliment about the glasses. Ernest, how have we been, buddy? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Asha, hello. Good job. Thank you. Mr. Mango Shades. What do you mean? What is Mr. Mango? Forrest, I see. You have things written down on your left. These? Is that what you're talking about, Forrest? Oh. You think you're ill. Maybe. No. Yeah, because you're... Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, no, your profile picture is Death Note. Okay, you think you're out. Interesting. Mateo, what's up? I'm doing good. How are we doing, bro? Born, when will the new V-Core come out next year? Which racket am I using now? I think the V-Core is supposed... I think the V-Core is supposed to come out sometime around like March, maybe. I don't know the official release date, but I think it's supposed to be somewhere around there. And the racket I'm currently using is the Solinco Blackout 300 gram version 2. That one, since I've had it, I was very surprised with how it played, and I have not really put it down since. So that's what I'm using right now. Let's see. Nikhil, nice shades, thank you. Forrest, I am. Yeah, no, you're not taking my bed. It's my bed. FDO, good morning to you, and good nights from the US. Where are you at that it's morning, bro? That's crazy. Forced and near caught you. Interesting. Kimoe, yo, what's good, man? FDO, fine. All right. Forrest, not gonna lie, I got bored, so I've been doing this. You've just been going into random streams with L as your profile picture and just showing up, impersonating, calling people out as Kira. That's crazy, bro. What do I got? Do I have my Death Note right here next to me? See, I watched probably like a good bit of that anime, but I never ended up finishing it. So I was like, I know like some of the things that happen, but I do not know the ending. I just never finished it. Robin, thank you. I appreciate it. The room is pretty cool. despite being a little old, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Ernest, do you know how Babolat uses Michelin rubber outsoles on their tennis shoes? I was wondering if Adidas would do the same thing using Continental rubber outsoles on their tennis shoes. I don't think Adidas would do that, just because I feel like Adidas would assume they've probably figured out a good rubber and a good outsole for what they currently have. I think Babolat kind of did that, and they're the only brand that's going to do that. I don't see any of the other brands actually doing anything like it, but they might. Ernest, I haven't heard of anything to where they're planning on doing that. If they are, I think it'd be interesting to see how they implement it. But besides that, I would doubt it. But that's just my guess. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, Robin, where are you living? I'm living here in the U.S., Robin, all the way out in the middle of Indiana. If you have heard of it, and if you have, you probably never really looked into it, just because it's just a state. There's very few things going on here typically, so yeah. He dropped it, but still, yeah. Yeah, Ryuk dropped it. Rocio, I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you for being here. Forrest, anyways, I'm gonna head out, but at least you responded for fun. By the way, you should check out Attack on Titan. See, my friends tried to get me into Attack on Titan, but I watched like some of the first episode and I was like, nah, this is gonna be too much like gore for me, and I just never, I wasn't a fan. So I know Attack on Titan is extremely beloved, but I just couldn't get in. I just couldn't get into it. I did not care for all that. Yeah, of course I have tons of friends in the U.S. Haven't visited yet, but I hope someday I will. Hopefully you'll be able to get here, Robin. It's usually a fun time. Peace out, Forrest. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you'll come back. You'll come back at some point. That'd be fun. Just to hang out. If not, see ya. All right, Rocio. I know you're here. I listened to La Bifurcata from Memphis La Blues Era. I again did not understand a single word that they were saying, but the beat and everything and just the music itself was pretty good. So, nice recommendation. I just don't understand anything they were saying. Forrest, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Dirk, okay, you're smart. Okay. I don't necessarily know what I did to prove it, but all right, I'll take it. Beautiful. Why are your glasses like that? Is it purely decorative or does it serve a purpose? Yes. So beautiful. The glasses I am wearing, the reason they look like this is because they are blue light blocking glasses. They are designed to stop the blue light from, say, my phone and or my computer from getting into my eyes. So that way, when I go to bed, because I will most likely be going to bed after this stream ends, I can be looking at my phone, be looking at my computer with these on, and it actually helps get rid of the blue light, so that way I can just sleep better and wake up feeling more refreshed than I would have if I was just not wearing these at all. So that is the purpose of the glasses. I very much enjoy them. They've done very nice for me. Let's see. Retro, what's up? How are we doing? Robin, how old am I? I am 24. You wouldn't guess it just by looking at me, but yes, I'm actually just 24. Let's see. Elvis, who's the man behind you? Elvis, there's not really a man behind me, but There is a Kirby. Kirby's behind me. So that's pretty cool. He just kind of hangs out. Lua, hi Brody, love your channel. Could you recommend a Solinco cross string? Yeah. What are you trying to have the hybrid help you with, Luo? That's probably going to be the big thing that determines like what cross string to actually, what string I say to use as a cross. So like kind of give me a brief summary. What are you using currently? What's the tension? And what do you want the new string to help you with? And then once you answer those, put them in the chat and I should be able to help figure out a cross string that may work for you. Retro, do I like retro stuff? Yeah, man. Retro stuff's cool. I have it's not in here anymore, but I actually have the original like giant Game Boy because I play with it so much that I just liked it. I got the original Game Boy. I have the original Pokemon Red and Blue, and I have a giant carrying case for the Game Boy and games that is just the Game Boy but with a handle. So like retro stuff's awesome. And one of my favorite jackets that I have also looks like it's from the 80s and something. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. So I do like retro stuff. Robin, bro, dang, I'm 25. Well, yeah, Robin, we're not that far apart. I know. I look a lot older than I actually am. I've gotten that for years, ever since I found out I could grow a beard. Elvis, hi, Kirby. Elvis, Kirby says hello. He's just kind of chilling right now, but he says hello. Let's see. Daniel, you're 20. Nice, nice. What else? Cool. Robin, have you started to feel too much adulty, like responsibilities and catching the life or something? I don't know what you mean by catching the life, but Robin, I'm just like I'm 24, you're 25. It's like we can, depending upon like your choices up to this point, we got a ton of life potentially that we still got left to live. So we might as well like go after something. I don't know. Yeah, we got responsibilities, but we can still like work towards something or work towards what we want. That's my way of looking at it. So I don't know if I would consider that too adulty, but nah. We're having a grand old time. We only get one chance at this, so we might as well make it count. Rocio, if you want to listen to another Argentinian rock song, you can watch the live concert of the song. I have no clue how to say that. I'm just going to write it down. Okay. Indio Solari. All right, cool. Marcus, bro, why do you look like from California? I don't know, dude. I'm not from California. I'm from almost the exact like opposite end of the country from California. But yeah. I don't know. It's probably the hair. The hair, I bet the hair is the thing that's giving like California vibes. Especially if I was a blonde, that would probably just like seal the deal. Didn't like my 25th, to be honest. Being 20 was fun. I don't know, dude. To me, it's like birthday is just birthday. It's another day, and my life really didn't change that much. So I've just been here longer. Christopher, what kind of retro stuff? like I was talking about, my jacket, old gaming consoles that I have, I like that. I do have, I do also like a lot more retro music, like just older music I tend to like and just think is better than most new music. I'm just, I just like a lot of the older music because uh, auto tune wasn't a thing. So whatever the singers are doing in that music, they're actually doing it, and they actually had the ability to do that. Now that's not discrediting a lot of performers today because there are some extremely talented ones that can do amazing things. But beforehand, without auto tune, they had to be even more precise and even more pinpoint. So that's why I really like older music just because it was to me a little bit more real since auto tune really wasn't a thing. Yes, they mixed it and everything, but not nearly as much as what can be done today. Let's see. Carolyn, hello. Lou, currently using confidential 48 pounds. I could use restring sync, but this string is hard to access my stage. Just wonder if there's a similar controlled and slick Solinco poly that could be similar, or mainstream building like Head, Yonex. Confidential full bed tends to notch quickly. Okay. One thing, if you want to stay with Solinco, Lou, that you could use is you could just honestly use Hyper G round, just because it's a round poly. That way you're still getting the actual round surface that the other polys you would typically use for a cross would be, or like if you were to use say a multi-filament, those are usually round, so that way the confidential can slide across the strings a little bit easier. So you could use Hyper G round. I've had that work for like a few people here and there. I don't necessarily recommend Hyper G round as much. If you want a polyester string to use as a cross and you want it to be slick so that way the confidential doesn't really tear into it that much, then I would probably look at either Yonex Polytour Pro or Yonex Polytour Fire. Polytour Fire is going to be the more slick of the two, just because it has even more of an oil infused coating on it, so that's really going to let the confidential move. But Polytour Pro is going to be, in my opinion, a little bit more durable and somewhat hold its tension a little bit longer than Polytour Fire. So that's probably where I would lean towards. If you don't want to go with Solinco Hyper G round, I would probably lean towards one of those two options. Sco Brody, hope all is well. Got my RFO one labor cut back today with the previous suggested 5752 polygut combo. I'll follow later this week on how the playtest went. All right, Sco, keep me posted. That's a very fun thing to do. That's a very fun thing to do. So I'm very curious as to how it's going to feel for you. Where'd it go? Robin. Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because I'm feeling pressure, to be honest. Like, I have to start build something for myself, like jobs, banks, paying bills, finding a wife, etc. Adulting. Yeah, man, it's just like the sooner and quicker that we figure it out and we start to do it now, I think the better we'll be set up for later. Because there's the fact that you're also just like, you're 25 and you're starting to realize, oh yeah, I kind of have to like get my life together. That's a big thing right now, and yeah, it is very, very important. And some people don't have that realization until it's like much later in life, and then they're behind even further. But for right now, you're 25. Granted, I'm 24 saying this, but hey, I think it would still be valuable. But the fact that you're thinking about it now and you're realizing, oh, I gotta like go build my life, and that's exactly what we get to do. Just because I like to think of life as a video game, I'm just the character that is playing in this specific one. So I get all the time to like max out my stats. I get to choose what quests I want to do. I get to choose what quests I don't want to do. And we can just like focus on one area for a while, focus on another a little bit later. Just like we get to do whatever we want. There are like some rules, but in reality, there's not many rules that you have to follow. So you can just like do kind of whatever. Free will is a big thing we got, luckily, as humans. However, we sometimes forget that. I know I do quite often. But we get to have fun. And the more fun we get to have, yes, that does tend to come with a little bit of a higher price tag. But hey, we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. And we'll go from there, Robin. We are close by ages. I wonder if you're feeling the pressures too. I've felt the pressure just because I'll see like my friends or anything. I have a lot of friends that I even went to high school with. They're having kids or they're getting married, and I'm here and I'm single. I'm just like, yeah, that ain't for me. But I just realized it's like that's their path in life. It's not mine. So I'm here to do what I want to do. I will continue to move towards that. I will fully support them in what they choose to do as long as there's nothing bad or illegal. But yeah, I got to do me. I'll have fun with what I'm going to do, and I got to build because it's my life. That's about it, Robin. There's pressure and there's everything, but we just got to work through it, and then we'll figure it out. Carolyn, hello. Jaeger, why do you wear orange lenses? I wear these so that way I can sleep better, because these lenses are making it so that way my computer and my phone do not cause me to have bad sleep later on after this live stream, because I'll probably jump right into that bed and just like crash. But yeah, that's pretty much the reason I wear them. Carolyn being a cat. I'm going to assume a cowgirl, since I would assume the name Carolyn is a girl's. Crop, love your content. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Crop. I appreciate it. Let's see. Rocio, I'm curious, what is your ancestry? Mine is from Spain and Switzerland. I could not tell you. Like, I have no clue. I got no idea. I have not done anything like Ancestry.com or whatever the other ones are to like figure out my history or anything. I just know that I was born in Indiana and I am white. That's about it. That is about the extent of my family history and knowledge that I know of, Rocio. So sorry it's not as glamorous, but that is all I know. And I've just been playing with the cards I've been dealt. Hi, Kinza. I'm doing good. How are you doing today? Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Oh, and Kinza, since you're here, he's already made a few guest appearances before you got here, but Kirby, he'll be here for a little bit. Blake, I agree, but thoughts on new production? New production of what, Blake? Love, what's my shoe size? My shoe size varies, but I'm typically about a shoe size 11.5 or a 12. Kinza, is that a window above your bed with a white cloth on it? It's not a white cloth, but it is a window. Yes, so there is a window above my bed. Let's see. Retro, have you seen 1980s Gamer 1? He is cool. I have not seen him. Zachariah, I have not heard of him. Didn't you ask? Hold on. Didn't you ask me about that last time? And I gave you the exact same answer. No, I don't know what that is. Jaeger, I already answered about that. Lou, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Of course. Let me know what you decide to end up doing and how it plays out for you. If for some reason you try that and you're just like, "Hey, stupid, that was terrible advice." I'll be like, "All right, let's find out something else." Kinza, are there any windows in my room for sunlight? No, there are not. I never really cared to have like sun coming into my room, so I was just like, nah, I don't need it. I'm so sorry. I have no idea how in the world to pronounce that name or what your name is, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Sam, you're 24. Nah, yes, Sam, I am officially and actually 24. I just recently turned 24. Actually, I was like 23 until last month. But yes, I'm I guess you could say a freshly 24-year-old. Let's see. Kinza, how was your day today? What did you have for lunch and dinner? Day was fine. I majorly just had work, and that was my big thing. And then I knew I'd be coming on here, so that's been about it. Lunch, I didn't eat lunch just because I just didn't at work. It just didn't happen. Sometimes on the weekends I just won't eat lunch if I'm at work just because I don't feel like leaving or anything to go get it. But yeah, and then dinner. I didn't really eat too much. I might eat something a little bit later, like when we're done here, but not much or anything. Robin, thanks for the chit chat, bro. Hope I can catch you again later. See ya, Robin. Thank you for being here. Hopefully we'll meet each other again here in another one of these lives. But yeah, because I'll be doing these for at least half an hour, and half an hour for each day for the rest of the year. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you again here soon, Robin. Let's see. Kinzo, why are you single? Where are all the girls at? Should I find you one? I mean, you might be able to try, Kinza, but I don't know. I mean, I've been single for like, what has it been, like 2.5 years now? So it had never been an extremely big priority for me to get back into a relationship. So if it happens, it happens. Great. If not, that's cool. I'm enjoying my own company for the most part. So if it happens, it happens. Carrie, hello. Ahmed, what kind of pressure are you under? What kind of pressure are you under in America, the best economy in the world? Are you kidding? I'm not saying the pressure was bad, Ahmed. We were saying that the pressure comes from us just realizing, oh, we are 24, 25, myself and Robin respectively, and we're just like, we haven't really done much of anything, so we are feeling the pressure to like, okay, hey, we need to start moving, we need to start doing something to take advantage of the advantages we have been given, and we just need to like really, really make sure we live our life to the fullest. I'm not saying that there is pressure based off where we're living. I'm saying it was just pressure we're almost kind of putting on ourselves, or like family members or other people are putting on the two of us in order to like go out and do something. And it's not just us. I would say every person feels it at some point. Robin was just asking because we were close to the same age if I was feeling semi-similar to what he is doing. Oh yeah, Kirby's here. Love it. Thank you. Glad you remembered. Kirby's looking so awesome. You love Kirby. All right. Emmanuel? Maybe? I don't know. Did I say that right? Emanuela. Okay. I'm hoping I said that right. Hello. Rocio, how tall am I? I am. The one time I went to the doctor, he said I was like 5'11", and I don't believe him because I have a friend that also says he's 5'11", and he is slightly taller than me. So I think I'm either like 5'10" or 5'10 and a half. I think that's how tall I am because I have one friend, she's 5'8", and she we've measured against each other before, and I am taller than her. But there's been days where I don't know if I was slouching or she was standing up completely straight and I was not. But she sometimes looks like she's taller than me, but I'm pretty sure I'm like 5'10", 5'10 and a half. So sad I'm probably not going to reach the coveted 6 foot because I guess everything just gets better once you hit that point from what I've heard. But unfortunately, it looks like it is not for my genetics to give me that. Oh well. Yep, Emanuela, perfect, cool. Forrest, you're back. Welcome back. Game over. Oh no. Yeah, Forrest. I was wondering if you were going to bring that up because that was one of the few episodes I did see in that anime was Light and L playing tennis against each other. And I was like, that's pretty cool. So that's why I thought you might have actually just like stopped by because of L being your profile picture because it was about tennis. Kinza, right? If it happens, it happens. But I wish you the best of luck. Hope you find a great girl. Thank you, Kinza. And I think you're 5'10". I might be. I don't really know. I haven't checked recently. Thoughts on Alcaraz? Just in general? If it's just in general, Alcaraz is an amazing tennis player, especially for all he's been able to accomplish at his age. But I think Spain had a very, very good passing off of the torch from having a really big and one of the biggest tennis players of all time being Nadal, and then now they have Carlos Alcaraz coming up right behind him and making a legendary historic run like Rafa did. So it's kind of just like Spain must just be doing something right over there for their tennis players. I don't know what, but Alcaraz is very fun to watch. I've only ever seen him on TV. I've not seen him live, but he's fun to watch, and I'm very excited to see what he's able to do. I'm very excited to see what he's able to do in the future. Marlon, hello. Lou, love your attitude on life. We'll try the Polytour Pro combination I recommended. That super chat was from me, but don't know why the name is in Chinese instead of English. Oh, well, thank you, Lou. I appreciate it. I really hope I'm saying your name right, because if I'm not and you even donated money because I helped you and I'm just saying your name wrong, then I'm just completely butchering it. I'll feel bad, but I hope I'm saying it right. Kinza, I'm 5'5" and a half. Nice. I don't necessarily understand. I don't necessarily know like where height places or anything. I just know that 5'5" and a half should be shorter than me. That is all I know. I don't know like how tall that actually is. Yes, 6 foot is superior, but it's okay. You got other talents. Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I have other talents because I'm not tall. I guess I had to focus on trying to be funny or having an even bigger personality. Then I just had to make it up somehow. Or it's just because I can quote, or it's just the fact that I can quote Mean Girls. That may be it. Carlton, if it's, I would probably rather have $2 rather than $1 because I could do a little more with $2, but that'd be about it. Forrest, yes, and Misa Misa was cheering light on, but in disguise. Yeah. Rosia, nah, don't worry, not every woman cares about height. I mean, I hope that's the hope. I know it is. I know it can be a big thing. I know it can be like a very big thing, especially it's like most of the time. I'd say it's more with dudes though, but dudes for some reason don't necessarily like it when girls, if they were to date someone where the girl would be taller than them. And sometimes the girls don't want to date guys that are shorter than them. So like there is like some part to it, but I don't know. I'm just here with whatever my body decided to grow, and that's where we're at. Carlton doesn't care about weight. Awesome. Keenza, I think 5'10" is pretty good. Thanks, Keenza. Appreciate it. Graham, I have no clue what in the world that is or you're talking about. Am I watching the ATP finale? I have not watched any of the ATP finals. I'll be honest, just because I really don't watch tennis if I'm at home. Like every so often I might if my dad is watching and I see him watching, so that way I might just like watch with him. But I'm really not watching tennis if I'm at home. I'll probably do it at work, but even then I'm majorly working there, so I'm not really focusing on anything that's going on. Let's see. Forrest, wait, have I ever seen JJK, Bleach, or Demon Slayer? No, I have not seen any of those, dude. Yeah, I may have. I can like talk anime, but I can't go like in depth on a lot of animes just because I have not watched them. And there ain't no way I'm watching Bleach because Bleach takes forever from what I've heard. Like there's so many episodes to it, both including and not including filler. So it's just like, nah, ain't no way I'm gonna try and get into Bleach or anything. Nah, it's all right, man. My English name is Roger. All right. I'll try and remember that, Roger. Cool. Thank you. And yeah, you are funny and quoting Mean Girls is more important than being tall. I mean, all right, there we go. I got something, Em. Keenza, I love your personality and looks in your channel. Well, thank you, Keenza. I appreciate it. Zero, hello. Infant, you're trying to get me on Rainbet to get a date? That's crazy. No, I'm not going to be sports betting. The ones, surprisingly enough, what is it? At one of my jobs that I worked at for a little bit, hold on. Yeah, one of my old jobs I worked at for a little bit, the guys I was working with, they found out I knew a lot about tennis, and that was kind of like my shtick. And so they asked me to place to like who they should bet on when they were looking up tournaments. And surprisingly, I had like a 50-50 win ratio. So they were kind of like, all right, this is pretty cool. This guy's pretty okay. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be here anymore. And then they were like, oh man, well, good luck, but man, we would have rather been making money from this. But yeah. Let's see. Andy, what's up? Thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Keenza, am I reading any books these days? Not really. I have books that I probably should be reading, but I haven't really been reading anything recently. Well, I need to plug in my phone, so that way this doesn't necessarily die on me. But yeah, I haven't been. I would say I've probably not been reading too much lately. Infant sports betting? No, I'm not gonna be sports betting. Andy, anime like Sadai Io, haha, karate action, interest. Okay. Keenza, unfortunately, I haven't read any books recently. Hey, that's okay. Universe, thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. It helps out a lot. Andy, I don't know what Japanese language. Is this Japanese language? Like, sorry, I don't know that language. Nah, I think you were just kind of like smashing random keys on your keyboard. Angry Otter, howdy y'all. Howdy y'all, you crazy cool kids just popping in. What's up, Otter? Hello. BTW, oh man. Forrest, have I ever seen JJK, Bleach, or Demon? Forrest, I already answered that question. I have not. Infant, I knew you were a natural. I don't know what that means, but okay. And my friends told me to just buy a racket so we can play together, but what's a good beginner racket? Like what brand or kind? It needs to be available in white or pink. Well, white or pink, you're probably going to get limited just because that's not color isn't necessarily a good thing is not a good thing to try and like base your racket purchase off of because they usually aren't for that. But if you're going to start playing, I would probably look to get either like a head racket or a Wilson racket. Those tend to be usually in cheaper versions, and they just have like very basic beginner rackets that would probably do you just fine. If it's your very first racket and you're just like playing to go out with your friends, you don't need to spend an extreme amount of money or anything. You just need to go buy like a racket from like Walmart or something, just so that way you can actually even just like see if you like playing or if it's just going to be something you do with your friends. But if you can find a white or pink racket in Wilson or Head, I would probably go with that first. If not, other brands to look for that you might see are Babolat. Technically, if you want to say it correctly, it's pronounced Babola, but here in America, we just pronounce the T and everything. The French don't. But yeah, I would say probably see if you can find a very cheap Wilson or Head racket and just kind of go from there. Let's see. Keenza, what phone do I have? Do I think Samsung is good? I have only ever had an iPhone, so I have some version of the iPhone, Keenza. I have not had anything else, so I'm not necessarily the best person to talk about phone technology just because I've only ever had the one brand or the one type of phone. You can hire the... What do you mean hire the rackets? But we already have to hire the court, so it's better to just buy a racket. I think using other people's rackets is nasty. Just don't like use this. Sometimes it is, yeah. If their grip is like, it was originally white and now it's like a dark gray because they've been holding on to it and they don't change their grip. But yeah, that can be disgusting. But usually it's fine. Most tennis players, they're pretty good about keeping their rackets and grips clean. Keenza, I'm thinking of buying a new phone. Confused between Samsung and Redmi? What is Redmi? Sorry, I know it's a tennis channel, but I'd like to know your opinion on the phone. Yeah, I can't really help there much, Keenza. I've just had iPhones. So So if you need help trying to decide between something that's not those, I am not a good source of information just because I have no clue about anything else because I've never had anything else. Forrest, oh sorry, my phone died while you answered my question the first time. Oh, my bad. But no, I have not seen any of the anime you listed. And the basic answer from last time, I have not seen it, and there's probably no way you're gonna get me to watch Bleach because that is way too long. And yeah, that was about like the basic gist of the answer. Roger, yes. Make sure where to go. Yes, Roger. All right. Bye, Roger. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully, I'll see you next time. Andy, I just watch funny videos anyway in my room, but that's fair, dude. But I don't want to play with an ugly racket, so that's why I want pink or white. I mean, if you can find one, M, then maybe go for it, but good luck finding it. Phoenix, what's up? You had your audition. I think I saw the comment. You said it went kind of horrible, like we were kind of expecting. But tell me, what were thoughts? What was feedback? How are we gonna prepare for the big audition that's coming up within the week? What are we doing? How are we feeling? Wilson has pink rackets. Rocio, someday I should try Argentinian asado. It's like steak or a barbecue. Here we have one of the best meats. Rocio, maybe I would have to find a way to get to Argentina first, though. Mainly just because I've only ever had steak once in my life, and that was earlier this year. So I had steak for the very first time in January. So you may be completely correct in your statement, but I probably would not be able to tell you if that is true or not, just because I've only had the one steak. So if I compared it to what you have, I may not know. But I've only ever had the steak for the first time in January. I've never had barbecue that I know of. So I don't know. Maybe one day if I ever find myself in Argentina, Rocio, you'll have to like show me around and take me on a tour so that way I don't feel like completely lost and just like never find my way back to my hotel or my airplane. Otter, my only tennis moment was meeting a couple at the youth hostel in London at the 90s. They had an extra Wimbledon ticket, got to see Sampras and Federer play each other. That was cool. Yeah, Otter, that sounds awesome. You just look, it just sounds like you got extremely lucky with that. So that's really cool you got to do that. Kinza, I saw you added my question in your shorts, loved it. What? Oh yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, that one had popped in. I was like, yeah, that would probably work. That would probably work as like a fun one to post. Zachariah, you still haven't heard about it? No, I still have not heard about them, Zachariah. I'm pretty sure you asked me about them last time, but no, I have no clue what you're talking about. Otter, Sampras, typing fast, not good for spelling. Sorry. Yeah, it's all good. We know who you meant, but that's still awesome. You got to go to Wimbledon. That's probably like most tennis players' like dream destination or dream tournament, just because Wimbledon is Wimbledon. Almost everyone, even if they're not a tennis player, knows what Wimbledon is. So that's really cool. You got to go. M, what's up with the racket sizes L1 and L2? M, how tall are you? And the sizes it's talking about is in reference to how thick or how big the handle of the grip is going to feel in your hand. So if you have normal sized hands, the standard grip size for a fully grown adult female player is usually a L2. If you have slightly smaller hands or just smaller hands in general, the size you'd probably want to do is probably the L1. You're 5'3". Yeah. I would probably say just from like I'd probably just say grab the L1 just to be safe, because if that one is a little bit too small, you can always make a grip bigger. It's almost impossible to make a grip smaller. So if you're not sure, I always tell people to err on the side of caution and just go with the smaller one. So I would probably get an L1, LM. Taher, hello. Keenza, do I have a favorite color? I would say right now it's probably purple. That's what I would say. Mama, interesting. Hello. Phoenix, okay, so I had to go to a new school for the mock, and I knew absolutely nobody there, and it was totally nerve-wracking, but now I know what I need to work on and improve in the next 2 weeks. Oh, you got 2 weeks, Phoenix? Yeah, you're going to be amazing. You're going to be the best French horn player that has ever walked through the new school doors, because you have 2 weeks, and you're going to buckle down, know what you need to practice on, know what you need to work on, and you're just going to absolutely demolish and kill it in 2 weeks' time. And I can't wait to hear about how amazing you do. Vinod, maybe. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I'm from the US, bud. I'm just from the US. So here we have asada almost every weekend, but also here we have a lot of different types of pasta, like gnocchis, raviolis, spaghettis. Yeah, see, like, I've had noodles, and that's it. Like, if my mom ever made, like, a spaghetti or something, I just ate the noodles without any sauce or anything, so, yeah. That is about the extent of my pasta knowledge. You can make it bigger. How? So the way you can make it bigger is by wrapping what's called an overgrip on it. So it is it is one piece of kind of like, I won't say adhesive, but it's just they call it a grip. Why am I blanking on how to describe this? Jeez, that's embarrassing. Yeah, okay. An overgrip is just basically like a little bit of material. It's almost like a little bit of another cushion that you put onto the grip. Some of them are tacky or sticky, so that way it's easier to hold on to. Some of them are dry feeling, so that way if your hand sweats a lot, then the grip absorbs the sweat and doesn't get slick as fast. So you can make them bigger with the overgrips. Usually if you're just getting your first racket, you don't necessarily need to get them. It's just kind of a thing if you know you're going to keep playing. Yeah, you just wrap it around the handle and everything. So yeah, that's how you can make it. That's one of the ways you can make it bigger. Usually most people do just one overgrip, even though they get a pack 3, and then they just replace them when they get dirty or they feel like they're not able to hold on to it as easy. But that's how you can make it bigger. If you put on usually about 2 overgrips onto, say, like the L1 that you might get. So if you put 2 overgrips onto an L1, it essentially gets built up to an L2. That's usually how that math tends to work out. But yeah, I would say it's probably better to lean towards L1M, just because I've never seen you in person, and I've never seen you hold a racket. Kinza, do I like burgers or pizza? No, I absolutely do not like pizza, and I've actually had that one, so that one's not just like me saying, "Oh, I've never had it, so I don't like it." I've had pizza multiple times. Don't care for it at all. And burgers, it's just like, I'm not going to go out of my way to get one. Like, I've had them before, but it's kind of just like, yeah, it's there. So, Will, I'm doing good. How are you doing, buddy? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Keynes, Brody, you need to expand your cuisine experience. You are way too limited in your food choices. Kinza, you and every single person in my life have been saying that. So I've gotten this far and it's been working out pretty A-okay. So we'll see. M, I'm the type to eat a sandwich with no sauce. M, I'm the type to not eat a sandwich. Like, the only sandwich I've ever really had is like a grilled cheese sandwich. That's majorly it. Maybe like a peanut butter sandwich. Not with jelly, just a peanut butter sandwich. But I think those are the only like sandwiches I've ever actually had. Phoenix, I'm going to go practice for a bit. I'll be back if you're still live. If not, have a good night. Have a good night, Phoenix. Hold on. Phoenix, what do you mean? You said you were going to go, and then and now you're still here wondering about my food choices. Bro. Go practice, Phoenix. And then if I'm still live when you're done practicing, then you can come back and talk about this. That stringy thing that sticks. Yeah, kind of. And yeah, they come in a bunch of different colors and a bunch of different patterns. So yes, you can customize it with whatever you want. Almost whatever you want. So even if you don't find a white or pink racket, you can find white and pink grips. I know that for a fact. Let's see. Kinza, thank you for the purple heart since purple is my favorite color. Let's see. Kinza, are there any state fairs in my town? No. I don't think there's any state fairs. I think I would have to go to a different town or a different part of the state to go to anything like that. But I think I've been to a fair at least once or a few times, but I don't necessarily ride like roller coasters or anything. Excuse me. So, I mean, I don't really get on too many of the rides. Every so often I do, but I'm usually just like walking around the fair and then seeing if I run into people I know, and if I do, just like talking and catching up with them. I'm usually the one that gets dragged out to the fair because someone I know wants to go, and they're just like, "Hey, you want to go?" I was like, I don't know. And they're like, "Let's go." I was like, "Fine, I guess." Phoenix, I'm actually so curious. What do you eat? Keen said, then what's your favorite dish that I enjoy eating? I don't have a favorite dish or anything. I just eat when I feel I am hungry, and we just kind of go from there. I don't necessarily see food as like this great grand thing that is meant to be like savored and enjoyed. I just see food as like, I need to eat that to live. That's about it. Like if I go into a restaurant, I've noticed, and if I walk into a restaurant and I notice that the lights are dimmed or like it's dark in the restaurant and it's like broad daylight, they don't necessarily like use all of the lighting power, then I'm just like, oh no, I most likely do not want to be here, just because it's going to be overpriced food for it's going to be overpriced, and it's probably food I'm not going to want to eat just because I don't want to pay that much. And I'm like, I would much rather, compare it to like fine dining, I would much rather go to something like a McDonald's, because I don't need to spend that much money, and I'll find some other way to like eat and be completely fine. Justin, what's up, buddy? How we doing? See, Kinza, do I prefer home cooked food? No. I food is just food. I do not care for it in general. Like, it's just there for me to be able to live. And then that's about it. And dude, you're scaring me. Like, what do you eat? Like, what do you like? And it's like, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. But I don't know. Phoenix, I'm so concerning, and you're in the background. I promise I'm practicing. Phoenix, turn off the stream. I appreciate you being here, but turn off the stream and practice without me talking in the background. You're gonna practice better. You'll have your full attention, so that way you can make sure you're good for your audition, because we want you to get the audition and we want you to perfect it, rather than you listen to me talk about foods I have never eaten. So please, I appreciate you being here, but close the stream and practice your audition, so that way you can continue moving on with your life and what you want to do. I will still be here. And if not, I'll be back here again tomorrow, and we can talk about it then. LJ, hello. Cats go where? Daniel, hello. Hi, Daniel. Don't I enjoy food? No, not really. Food's just kind of like there. It's just a thing I kind of have to eat. Well, it's just kind of a thing I need to be able to survive. So that's about it. And you're the opposite of the average Mean Girls watcher. I love that. What does that mean? What am I the opposite of? A dude? Is that what you mean? Morris, I need some KFC. I mean, I've had KFC before, but it's not going to be like my first choice if I'm going out to eat for something. But I've had it before. It was fine. Let's see. Next level. What's up? How are we doing, bro? Phoenix. Okay, fine, but I'm gonna need some answers when I get back. And I will gladly provide you answers when you get back, Phoenix, but not right now, because you need to practice. So go. Banu, what's up, bro? LJ, where am I from? I'm from the US, LJ. Randy, thank you for the compliment on the glasses. Let's see. Kinza, if I ever meet you, where will we go to eat? I know where I will take you if you ever come to Pakistan. Kinza, I don't know. I don't usually plan to go out to eat to places, so it's like, I have no clue. Maybe I don't know. Maybe a restaurant close to where I live, but I have no clue. So you need some don't you enjoy food? I don't know. So I don't know what in the world any of that comment said, but yeah, you might have to like retype that one. I don't know what's happening there. Rocio, do I like cats or dogs? Dogs. Dogs all the way. They are so much better than cats. Like if I can just like a giant fluffy dog that's just a fluff ball, amazing. Cat, not so cool. Like not a big cat guy. Mr. Manila, you've been here before, and you've asked me you've asked me about this before, and I still have no idea what the Cambrian period is. LJ, are those prescription or no? They are not prescription. MJ, no, I mean, I feel like people like Mean Girls not only because it's iconic, but they can relate to the movie somehow. I mean, I went to high school. It takes place during high school. Like, I feel like the statement is correct that I would probably say that I would assume girls relate to Mean Girls more than guys do, just because the story follows Katie and her experience. But yeah. Randy, where did I get my glasses at? I got these off Amazon, Randy. The brand is called excuse me. The brand is called THL Sleep, and I got them off of Amazon. Omar, have I had McDonald's before? Yes, I have had McDonald's before. LJ, where would we go on our first date? No clue, LJ. I don't know you, don't know anything about you. So can't really say or plan a first date not knowing anything about the person. That kind of, I would assume, plays a role into it. Charlie, hello. Keen's okay, restaurant sounds good. All right. Mr. Manila, oh no, I didn't realize. Nah, you're good. You're good, man. I just was like, it's such a specific question that it stood out. And I was like, oh, he's back, because no one else has ever asked something like that before. Charlie, you hate dogs? Why do you hate dogs, dude? They're so great. They're so amazing. Ruth, I love all animals, but I don't like cats just for the toxoplasmosis. The studies on that stuff is mad. I don't know what toxoplasmosis is. OMG, Charlie, you hate dogs. That's crazy. Keens, are there any new musical theaters coming up that I will be a part of? Not that I know of. I don't know of anything that's coming up that I would want to do. Potentially next summer is when I might do something again, but I'm not sure yet. They have not said. DD, you have a drop ceiling in your house. I've never seen that before. Yeah. House is old, dude. Like, this house was built in the... I don't know. I don't remember when this house was built, but it was at least before the 80s. Charlie, I love cats. Good for you, Charlie. See? Charlie's a cat person. I'm a dog person. And we both don't like the respective animal of the other, and that's okay. I hate Katie. She's a loser. Katie is a loser in the new movie that they made. I'm more okay with Katie in the original, just probably because it's the original. But like, yeah, that's what I would say. And did you say I was like Janice? How am I like Janice? Explain that. Explain that one. Let's see. JJ, I have some edibles. How many milligrams should I take? None. I've never done or like taken an edible or done weed or anything like that. So if you're asking me how much to take, I'm going to suggest just not taking them at all. LJ, dang, shot down. I mean, LJ, I don't know anything about you, so you can't really plan a first date with someone, I would assume. If you don't know anything about them, you don't even know if they'll even enjoy the date. JJC, I'm not the only one who finds the school ceiling tiles in your room strange. I don't know, dude. It was like that when I got here. Snow Salt, I need to make my bed and I need to put my clothes away. I absolutely think making your bed is the stupidest thing ever, because you make it to then just make it messy again. So it's like, why would I do that when I know I'm just gonna like get right back into bed and just mess it up again? I think making the bed is just like dumb. I've never understood why it's such a big deal for people, because I'm just like, you're making it clean to then make it messy again. I don't understand it. Just leave it as a mess, because you're just going to make it a mess again. Let's see. Kenzo, when am I going to perform on Broadway? That would be a very, very like cool thing to do, but it would probably take a long time. It would probably take a long time for me to actually do that. It's giving haunted, all right? Snow Salt, you're definitely a mom. Ruth, that isn't old in my country. UK has much older houses. My house I'm in now was built in 1924. Wow. Very cool. Ruth, American old is not our definition of old. I said it was old to me. Not any, I didn't, I said it was old. I'm not saying it's old to everyone. Kinza, you have so many haunted stories about the UK. You've heard so many haunted stories about the UK. Interesting. Charlie's in Germany. Very cool. And Janice is simple, sticks to doing her own thing, doesn't care for popular stuff. She's creative, so okay. I mean, I guess I'll take it. Kinza, I also don't make my bed. Don't judge me though. Well, no one's judging, bro. Nightic, so don't take bath too. You will end up dirty again. I mean, someone's probably going to use that logic, but hey, man. I am going to shower. I like feeling clean. My bed doesn't care. My bed's a bed. So that's about it. Kinza, but I keep my room neat and tidy and clean. Nice. Charlie's in Germany. Cloudy, what's your blood type? I might need a donor one day. Bro, don't ask me. Can't just be giving out random blood type information on the internet. That's crazy. And making your bed traps bacteria. You're supposed to leave your window open and leave your bed the way it is. That's... See, I've never heard that one, Randa, if the sun forgets to clock in, who's running the light switch? There is no light switch. The sun is the light switch. I don't know. Miss Tiara, I think it's Tiara. Brody, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Maurice? Maybe. Hopefully. I said it right. I don't know. Let's see. Maurice, hello. Charlie, what's up? You said hi again. Nightick, sorry bro, just messing. You're good, bro. We can all have fun. We can all have fun around here. It's Yashasvi. What's up? How are you doing? I'm doing good. I probably did not walk nearly as much as you did if you had to go to class today, but yeah. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Yashasvi? Maurice, hello. Kinza, did it snow today in your town? No, it did not. It was actually 71 degrees today, so no, we did not get snow. If anything, it was much warmer than any of us would have ever thought. So, yeah, that's it. Miss Tiara, you're great. Great to hear. Charlie, I'm sorry for my iPhone is broken. Oh, you're all good, Charlie. It's okay. We don't care if your phone's broke. I'm just happy that you're here. Let's see. M, Charlie, why are you awake? He just wants to be awake, M. M, why are you awake? Because yeah. Lovely Rose, hello. Kinza, can you show us the weather? No. I'm in my room, so there's no weather to show. Plus, it's pitch black outside, so you wouldn't be able to see anything either. Philip, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Let's see. Koala, hello. Lovely Rose, you subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Koala is just like sending Stonehenge. Hold on. Scony, that's cool. That's fine. I don't think anyone's judging. Is that Mario? Yeah, that is Mario. Nice. You got Mario. You got Mario's logo as your little profile picture. That's cool. Yashasvi, I'm also good. Chatting with you now feels like chatting with a friend. Lol. I've already joined more than 6 lives. It's crazy, Yashasvi. And the fact is, I've still never heard you talk, which is insane. But it feels like me chatting with a friend. That's awesome. Koala, same. All right. Philip, no, I will not do that. Koala, 21. M, you still can't sleep. All right. Let's see. Deborah, cool. I don't think anyone's judging. And me and Charlie are in the same time zone. I have insomnia. Not sure what they have. That's crazy. Nightic, a long, lonely day, but I don't know why these streams always gives a relief. Nightic, if my streams are helpful, I'm glad that they are, and hopefully hopefully you have a great time. And that's why we're here. We just all kind of like hang out, and it's just fun to be here. Mr. AB, welcome back. Can I mod my racket to make a cool sound every time I hit the ball? You probably could. It would just depend on what string you put in it, but you could. But AB, aren't you like newer to tennis? Because if you're more of a new player, then I probably wouldn't worry about too much about. Probably wouldn't worry too much about like customizing your racket for a sound. Nikhil in a dorm? No, I'm not in a dorm. I'm in my room. Mr. AB, you actually can, lol, but not sure if you'd want that. All right. Yo, hey bro, what's up? You remember me? Yeah, I remember you, yo. You were here a few days ago. What's up, man? Cricket guy. That's hilarious, M. Weston, hello. Tiger, what's up? Bread, what? Hello. Yo, hey, hi at M. All right. Charlie, how are we doing? James, what is this? So James, this live stream is, as the title suggests, it's for answering tennis gear related questions live. So if anyone has tennis gear related questions, that's what I'm here to help out with. But usually the tennis talk does subside at some point in the night, and we all just kind of like hang out and have fun. So we're pretty much into that point of the night. But if tennis still comes up, then I still talk about it, and we all just kind of like have a grand old time while we do it. So if you'd like to continue to be here and join us, we'd love to have you, James. If not, I completely get it. And that's about it. Let's see. Weston, hello. Nikhil, have I ever tried badminton? Probably not. I think I've maybe played like one time at a friend's house just because they had a very like cheap set for like a graduation party or something, but that was about it. I've never like dove deep or really tried to like get into badminton or anything. Charlie, you are dead. Well, you're not dead. You're typing and listening to the chat, so you're at least still alive. So you're not dead, dude. Nightic, I love table tennis, but never tried tennis. Hey man, that's okay. You don't have to play tennis to be here. It might just help a little, but you don't have to. Table tennis is fun. I do enjoy table tennis, or I mainly call it ping pong, but I find that to be very fun. I actually have a friend that plays table tennis for his college's club team. I didn't even know that was a thing until he told me about it. And I was just like, all right, respect, dude. Let's see. Phinox, can I ask you something? Yeah, you can ask me. I can do my best to answer it. I would just probably like keep it appropriate because it's live. Let's see. ND, where am I from? I'm from the US, bro. I'm from the US. Weston, good night. Have a great night. Yashasvi, I have already learned a lot about tennis LOL just by hearing you answer other questions, but not playing though. Hey, sometimes just being around it, that's what's going to do it. Yashasvi. And then for some random reason you're walking with your friends, someone for some reason brings it up, you're just like, actually, and then they're just like, whoa, how do you know that? And you're like, wouldn't you like to know? Weston, can I take off my glasses? I could, but I am not going to, just because I would like to sleep better after this live is done. But if you want to see me without the glasses on, quite literally watch any single one of the videos I have posted on my YouTube channel, and you'll see my face without the glasses. Kinza, how do I recommend beginners improve footwork? That is not my area of expertise, Kinza. I'm not a coaching professional. I'm just the expert on like what the equipment's going to do. So improving footwork is more so of an actual playing coach. So I'm not necessarily a good person to try and like ask that question to. Sorry. Yeah, Shasvi, and I don't play tennis at all. Like, yeah. Charlie, in the UK, it's 3:05 in the morning. Yeah, Charlie, why are you still up? I will second M's question. Why are you awake right now? Nikhil, what's a skill you master first to be any good at tennis? I don't necessarily think you have to master anything first to be good at tennis, but when I was learning to play, it was one of the things that the high schooler that was helping to coach like the small group of us that were starting to learn how to play. One of the biggest things that he taught us was just to try and predict where you think the ball is going to go. Even if you're wrong, just make the prediction and commit to your decision. Because that way, as you start to predict, it forces you to look at where the ball is and forces you to look at where your opponent is. So that way you start to begin judging where you think they're going to actually hit the ball. And then by committing to actually going to where you think that is, even if you're completely wrong and they go the exact opposite way, you're starting to learn and recognize patterns. So that way you can just translate that after you've been playing for a while. And as soon as you get good at that, you can pretty much tell, you can start to like see where an opponent is already thinking of hitting the shot. And then you can just be one step ahead of them. And as long as you have that, you don't necessarily have to be like the best player on the court because you're already at the ball, and then you can just kind of like go from there. So I'd say don't necessarily have to master it, but that definitely does help, or at least it helped me when I was learning to play, Nikhil. Kinza, one day I might become a tennis professor. Potentially. I don't know. I would have to get a lot more probably of a following to become a tennis professor, or to be seen as in high regards as a tennis professor, because there are many other tennis YouTube channels that focuses on gear or anything. I am a small creator right now compared to like the big guys, but I think I'll get up to them at some point. I don't know how fast I'll get there, but I'll catch up to him. I'm sure about that. It may just take me a while, but we'll see. I'm going to try to go to sleep. Wish me luck. See ya. Good night, M. Hopefully you actually can get some sleep, and hopefully we'll see you again on another live stream. Let's see. Cool. So with that, I am going to be right back. I'm going to the restroom because I have to use the bathroom. So if anyone has any other questions, drop them in the chat while I'm gone, so that way I can come back and see them. If not, I'm take a break too, use the restroom, see what you think. You may have already used the restroom in this stream because I can't see you, but you can see me, and I would have never known. But I'll be right back. All right. Nightick, what is the difference between squash and tennis? I could not tell you. I have never played squash. I don't know anything about squash. So I can't really say anything, dude. Let's see, Phinox. My crush told me that they like me, and I want to ask them on a date tomorrow, but I don't know if I should. I don't know how I should ask them, or if I should ask them if they want to do one next week. Any advice? The fact that they said that they do like you, and now granted, before I say anything, this is coming from someone that is single, and that is it. So like, this is only my advice. I am not a dating coach or a dating expert by any means. So, but if they said they liked you and you want to ask them on a date, just walk up to them and ask them. Because it sounds like you're already a shoo-in for them to say yes, and then you just gotta plan it. You just have to say like, okay, what day works best for you next week, and give like two options, whether it be like, I don't know, say like, what day works better, Tuesday or Thursday, and then you just kind of like be like, all right, cool, Tuesday, what time, 7 or 8, or whenever you want to go on the date, and just like go from there. Seeing as how you already have like confirmation that they are attracted to you, might as well just go ahead and ask them out right away, because you're probably going to get a yes just from how it sounds through the context. So might as well just do it. Let's see. Shri, hello. How are you? Charlie, play World War Z? No. I do not want to play World War Z. Nikhil, how do those glasses help with better sleep? So the glasses help with better sleep by having the orange lenses in them. Those stop some of the blue light that's coming off of my phone and my computer here before it gets into my eyes. Because blue light is typically the thing that usually keeps you awake at night, especially if you're like scrolling your phone, doom scrolling or anything, and that's what's keeping you awake, and that's what's keeping you going in terms of like actually watching your phone. So by wearing these, it just helps to block some of that. So that way, if what I normally do is to where like I do these streams and then I jump right into that bed over there and decide to go to sleep, because I wore these for the entire stream, I feel a lot better. I can sleep better, and I wake up feeling more refreshed even if I get less hours of sleep because I don't have that blue light that's telling my brain, "Oh, you need to still be awake," and to just like quiet and calm down so we can actually go to bed. So that's what I've been told, that's what I've experienced with them. So that's why I like them too. Andy, what do I do for a living, bro? I see that you live in a basement, but it looks kind of cool if you are comfortable with it. I work at a tennis retail store, ND. That is what I do for a living. And then I also do stuff here on YouTube on the side. But yeah, that is about it, bro. Weston, good night. Yashasvi, have I ever tried Indian food? No. Never tried it. Never done anything with it. So yeah. I've not tried any Indian food at all. Kinza, do I think string tension makes a significant difference for casual players? It depends on the context of the situation for like what the string is. Because if it's a basic string, then it can if you go like extremely low or extremely tight. But if you have a basic string that is like set right in the middle of the recommended range for the racket that you're using, Kinza, then if it's near the middle, you're probably fine because you as a beginner player or a casual player don't necessarily know or need as much help from the racket because you're just playing here and there. Once you start playing like a little bit more semi consistently, then tension starts to become more and more prominent just because it's like, yeah, that's where you're going to get a lot of either your control or your power and spin from. And we want to make sure that we don't hurt your elbow or arm too, because just by having the string be too tight in there or anything. But I don't think it's going to be a significant difference for a casual player just because you're not playing that much anyway. Charlie, you got a World War II helmet? That's cool. Sub, why don't you clean your room? Quit yapping. No, I'm going to keep yapping, and my room is going to stay the way it is for right now. If you don't like it, you just scroll away, buddy. I'm not keeping you here. Nikhil, do you also consider spin on the ball while playing a shot, and is that easy? Nikhil, what do you mean by do I also consider spin on the ball while playing a shot, and is that easy? Are you asking if I am taking into account how much spin the opponent's ball has, and then I'm figuring out what to do from there? Because if that's the question, yes, absolutely. You have to take that into account because that changes how you have to hit the ball to try and hit a better shot back at them. But if you mean something else, like whether or not I'm going to put spin onto the ball while playing a shot, the answer is still yes. You always consider spin when you're playing. So in the beginning, when you're learning how to do spin, it's hard to do just because it's like, oh, I'm not sure if this is a good idea right now, and you're actually having to think about it. But after a while, you start to, and after you played for quite a while, you start to get familiar and you get a feel for when you need to put spin onto the ball and when you need to just kind of like power through. So it just kind of depends on the situation you're in for every single shot because each shot is different. Christopher, top 3 rackets right now. For me personally, like my top 3 favorites right now, in no particular order, they are probably the Slinko Blackout 300 V2, the Yonex Percept 100D, and then what else? Probably like maybe the Technofiber TF40. I really liked that one. But those are for me specifically. That is not for the general public, or that is not for anyone else. Those are just the three that I have liked playing with so far, that I have tested and are probably my top three right now. But that's specifically just my own judgment, not for anyone else. Yo-Yo, what's the best life advice you give to the youth? I don't know, dude, just because I'm not usually talking to the youth. I'm usually talking to like people my age or older. So I would have to think on that and get back to you, Yo-Yo. Nikhil, it's fine. Everyone starts somewhere. Just hold on, where'd it go? It's fine. Everyone starts somewhere. Just gotta be consistent. I answered that. Nighttale, bro, why don't you play some digital game and then stream? It will be more fun. I don't I don't play a game while I stream, mainly just because it's like, if I'm playing a game, I'm going to focus solely on the game and I'm going to ignore chat the entire time. Like, I will most likely not be paying attention to chat at all. And I'm here to help. I am here to help out as much as I can, because especially with like anything tennis related. So if I'm playing a video game, I will not look at chat. I will be playing the video game itself until like I either reach a save point or I think I can look away. But no, that is why. I feel like right now I do not know, I would not know enough I don't know how to do both at the same time and make it good. So I'm going to just stick to this for now. Nikhil, do I ever plan on streaming from the court playing? I don't plan on it right now, just because I can't really interact with chat if I'm on court, especially if I'm playing. That's just kind of like, I'm just gonna be focused on the match and nothing else. But that's, yeah. I have not had the idea to do that, at least yet, or anything. Charlie, okay. Keensai, I support your channel. You will be big one day. Thank you, Keensai. I appreciate it. Christopher, this dude's basement, oy vey. It's like a hostage video. I don't know. It's just a basement. It's just a basement. It's just a room. You can think it's a hostage studio, but no. I have full free will to leave whenever I so choose. Omar, your favorite day is sleep day. Nice. Philip, no. Nightick, please tell me if I'm saying that right or wrong. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, and I don't want to be rude and just keep mispronouncing your name, and you just kind of like let me do it. So please tell me how to say it correctly. So where am I from, though? I'm from the U.S. That is where I'm from. Yashasvi, what's your favorite cuisine or some favorite food? I don't even know what classifies as a cuisine, Yashasvi. So no clue there. But I also just don't have a favorite food. I just really don't care that much. It's food. It is there to be eaten. That's about it. Charlie, hello again. Christopher, top 3 rackets for advanced players right now. Please exclude VDM mush that Yonex is producing. Chris, I would need a little more context. Like, what would you say the advanced players are wanting help with from the rackets? Because that would change my answer depending upon. Yeah, that would change my answer because like if the advanced player wants more help with spin, that changes my answers. If they want more help with control, that changes my answers. If they want more help with power, that changes my answers. So give me a little bit more context and I should be able to like, give you those three. Let's see. Marcos, what's up? How are we doing? Kiza, that's cool. Makes sense. Thanks for answering. Of course. Christopher, solid top three. How did I customize the 100D? So I added 2 gram. Yeah, I added 2 grams of lead tape to the head of the racket at 10 o'clock and 2 grams at 2 o'clock to counterbalance it. So a total of 4 grams in total. That gave me the extra stability and a little extra swing weight to where the frame just felt to me a lot more solid then, because the basic 100D at times I felt would be a little bit unstable. So by adding that weight, just kind of fixed everything. At least for me, it did. And then I experimented around with putting a leather grip on it, on the handle too, Christopher. But that one's kind of just like more personal preference. I think the lead tape was the much better add, at least for my 100, at least for the 100Ds that I had, and for just my game in general too. Firewing, I don't know where you're trying to go with that Captain Hook analogy, but all right. Kingston, hello. Lupita, you're back again. Welcome back. I appreciate you coming back. Yosuke, Babolat RPM Blast alternative. Depends on what you want the alternative to help you with. But yeah, Yosuke, what do you want the alternative to help you with? Are you just looking to substitute RPM Blast like in itself, or like are you trying to get something specific out of the new string, or you just want to replace RPM Blast but have it be similar to that? That would help me give you a little bit of a better recommendation. Sco, as great as the latest Technofiber rackets are, the next version needs to have an updated grip shape. They're missing out on getting more market share with staying packed with the older grip style. I don't know it. I don't know if they're going to change the grip shape, Sco. I think that's one of the reasons why Technofiber does it, is just because they still want to stand out with that grip shape, especially since it's more rectangular than anything else. So I don't know if they'll ever change it. They might, but I'm not sure. Scott, my guy's finding his audience, not pleasing everyone. I mean, Scott, you can't please everyone. There's more than 7 billion people in the world. I'm bound to be hated and disliked by at least some of them, and I've probably met at least 1 or 2 that don't really care for my existence. So it's what it is, bro. Kingston, I'm back from yesterday. Welcome back, Kingston. OG Jacob, hello. How are we doing? Thank you for the subscription. It helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Tiago, sending greetings to from the city of Ribeira. I'm sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Preto in Brazil. Very cool. We got Brazil in the house. Tiago, what's up? OG Jacob, he's being mean. Who's being mean? Okay. Actually, that's not my real name. Just make my ID from that. My name is Daksh. Dakshit. Dakshiyet. Is that it? Maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yash Asvi, food cuisine means like which country's food do you like? For example, Chinese, Italian. Oh, okay. So in terms of that, then I mean, not really too much then. I really don't like eat too much else. Like if I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'll get a quesadilla. That is about the extent of my Mexican food knowledge. I've never had anything else. I've never had a taco or anything like that. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't really eat much from like other cultures just because it's like it's food. It's just there. Lupita, hello. Unique creator, hello. Where am I from? I'm from the US. Yes, I am from the USA. Rick, I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're saying. Scott, my girlfriend doesn't care for my existence. Well, that's not good. I don't think that's a good thing, Scott. I would hope your girlfriend cares for your existence. Fahad, what's up? How are we doing? Bruh, I'm never going to succeed. Bruh, your name is Bruh, dude. What are you talking about? We'll see, buddy. I think I will do quite all right. Christopher, you deliver great info. Any plans to up production value? Beckett's setup in Vancouver might look fancy, but it's super low budget. Eventually I would like to like get a better surrounding, or like maybe build out a studio for everything. But for right now, everything I have done and everything you have seen me do is all essentially just based off of me balling on a budget here. Like I've essentially done YouTube as a free to play player and not really put much money into like anything. So I've gotten this far so far in terms of making it without spending really any money to like have the lights I do, or just like the stuff I have. But yeah, I do plan eventually to update everything. I just have to I just need to make a little bit more of that YouTube ad revenue in order for me to like make sure that this is all going to work and I can set it up however I so wish. No, just Doksh. Okay, cool. Young, what's up? What have I been up to? Not much, man. Just work and then going live. That's it. I've been going live, and my goal is to go live every single day for the rest of the year. So that's the goal. And I have my big commitment to it, so that's the plan, bro. Scott, I thought you said it sounded like it, and after I said it, I got a little worried that's exactly what it sounded like, but no, I did not say it. I just was not able to pronounce a name correctly. So, unfortunately, it sounded very, very weird, but yes, it happens. Oh well. House, hello. What is it? Doc, my girlfriend don't even exist. Bro, I don't got one either. We're the same in this, Doc. Fahad saying hi from Pakistan. I'm all right. Abby, hi guys. I'm new. What goes on here? Okay, these comments with no context. Yeah, so Abby, you came in at a little bit of a weird time, but like Doc or Nightic was saying, what we do here is majorly I'm here to answer any tennis gear related question live, whether that be about tennis rackets, tennis shoes, tennis strings, or anything like that. And I'm here live helping out as much as I can, giving out answers just because I've worked in a tennis retail store for about the last 8+ years. And I feel like I'm confident enough to talk about that stuff. So with that, that's the majority of why we're here. Once that usually subsides, because it happens quite often, then we all just kind of like hang out and have fun, just like chilling and talking about whatever. Like we sometimes it gets into philosophy, sometimes it gets into movies, sometimes it gets into like musicals, kind of whatever in the world. We had the debate of dogs versus cats earlier, which one's better, which one's not. So yeah, we just kind of like have a little bit of everything here. Yeah, Abby, we just chill here. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. I can't know. Can you give me some girl advice? If it's great advice, I'll sub. Bro, I can try, bro, but I don't know if I'm the one you want to. I'm not sure if you're the one you want to take advice from. I mean, if you give the question, I'll try and answer, but I don't know. I don't know if you want to do that. Scott, that's crazy. That's a crazy comment. Roman, have I ever filed a patent for product? No, I've never filed a patent. Vote Wano, do I live in an office space? Nah. I just have a very old room. That's it. Cotton, what's up, buddy? How are we doing? Scott, no. Don't. You're not. That is not allowed. You cannot loan people. That is not a thing. Mopork, no. I cannot. I'm going to keep talking. It's my stream. If you don't want to hear me, you can just swipe away, buddy. Luna, hello. Jackson, squirrel versus chipmunk? I have no clue. I have no clue. Those are just animals. I don't know. I don't know who would win in a fight. Jackson, pie versus cake? Neither. I've never had pie and I've never had cake, so I cannot answer or weigh in on that comment. I have no way to say a winner there. Doc says cake. All right. Con, I've been working for 8 years. How'd you work at a tennis store at such a young age? I started at 16. Cotton, I started at 16. So like, yeah, 16. Now I'm 24. So right around 8. Yeah, as the big rule at my store was you had to be able to drive yourself there. So once I got my license, I applied, and luckily I got the job working on the weekends because I had school during the week, and I was not going to be able to make it to work on time after getting out of school. So I just worked the weekends. So starting out, I worked every Saturday, and then eventually I worked every Saturday and Sunday. And then after I got done with high school, then I started working full time during the week and on the weekends. And then now we're still here working full time. Dogie, no, I'm not doing it. You can find someone else to do it, but I'm not doing it. Tito, what's up, bro? Scott, good. No loaning. Hold on. Sharia? Yeah, Sharia, what's up, bro? How we doing? How we doing, buddy? Jackson, I seem lame. Hate to say it. Never had a birthday cake. Yeah, dude, never had cake. Just decided never to eat it. If I seem lame to you, oh well. Sorry, buddy. It's okay. Doc, why did I start working so young? That's not the earliest I started working. I started working, I think, when I was like I was either 14 or 15 when I started working, and it was because I wanted money. Especially because when I was in 6th grade, yeah, no, it was 6th grade. When I was in 6th grade, I learned about the Great Depression that America went through, and I was like, oh, I never want that to be me. So, yeah. So I started working about as soon as I could from that, and as soon as we learned about that, it's yeah. As soon as I learned about the Great Depression, I told my parents that like that day when I got home from school, I was like, I want to open a savings account. They're like, okay, weird thing to say, but okay. So we opened a savings account for me, and then I was like, I want a job, because they're like, why? I was like, I want to make money, and then they're like, okay, and so I just started working. Let's see, Mr. Clammy, hello. Church blessing, thank you. Jackson, it's no, oh well, it's cake. It's pie. You're missing out on life experience. You are a slave to this weird commitment to quirky no pie or cake guy. I'm not a slave to it. It's just choice. Like I never decided to eat cake or pie because I just never wanted to. So I don't think it's a quirky thing. It's just something I chose not to do. And if you think that's lame, okay, it's my decision. Kinza, I'm just listening to you and watching. Thanks, Kinza. Doc, bro, don't you celebrate your birthdays? I mean, sometimes. Like this, like the most recent one at 24. No, I didn't. On my 24th birthday, I went to work, came home, and then I just did a live stream on my birthday. That was about it. I didn't really celebrate or do anything. My family's weird because we have like a line of birthdays. Just like I start off the birthday line, and then like within the next week we have 3 to 4 other birthdays in our family. So that's why even if we don't celebrate on my birthday, we usually celebrate all at once. So yeah. Scott Jackson, you're lucky I'm not a moderator. Or you be in a timeout, Mister Jackson. It's not a bad choice. It's how I choose to live. So I'm just vibing, bro. You can think it's a bad choice because you think cake is good or anything, but I really don't care. Cool, dude. I decided to not use phone. Irony is I'm using it still. Yeah, that is a little ironic there, man. Joe, ditch the glasses, homie. Nah, Joe. I'm gonna keep them on. I'd like to sleep better. Cotton, and in your free time you grind on YouTube. Insane grind, bro, to keep it up. Thanks, Cotton. I appreciate that. Keenza, love the glasses. Thank you. Scott, think it's a bad choice all you want, but I bet Brody outliving all of us. I don't know, dude. We'll find out. Well, yeah, we'll find out at some point. Hopefully not anytime soon, but we will all find out. Cool. Scott, don't you dare. Come back, Scott. Daniel, is Cyclops my favorite superhero? I don't know who Cyclops is, so no. Cool dude. I respect choices. Self-control is one of them. Thanks, cool dude. I appreciate it. Docs, but at least try cake once. Nah, dude, I'm good. If I've never had cake, then I have no desire to eat cake, since it's not necessarily a good thing for me to eat. It's just that much easier to avoid eating it. So, I'm good. I don't need cake, bro. Scott, you better just be playing. Pumbaa, genuine question, what do red tinted glasses do? If you're asking about my glasses, Pumbaa, mine are orange tinted and they help protect against the blue light from my phone and my computer. If there's red tinted glasses, I have no clue. I've never wore a pair of those. I have not looked into a pair of those. I just have the ones that I have on my face right now. That is about it. Vexy, thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate it. Did a seal pop up? Scott, you going crazy, bro. Scott, what are you doing? What did you just do, bro? I appreciate all that, Scott. I really do. Was there actually a clapping seal? I didn't see one if there was. This tag, the tag in this shirt is weird because it's like right here. And I don't know why they put it right here, but sometimes it like just rubs on my shoulder and I'm just like, why? Doc, if I think like that, maybe make some good changes, but cravings never stop. See, since I've never had it, Doc, I've never had a craving for it. So then I never have the urge to eat the cake. Pumbaa. Okay, gotcha. There are red transitions. I know that. Interesting. Never heard of them. Drew, do I live in an abandoned schoolroom? What's up with the ceiling? It's just old, Drew. That's it. It's not like it's not anything like drastic or anything. It's just a old ceiling. Cool, dude. I be genuine. My screen time on my phone is on my phone is 6 hours, and I also use my laptop. I'm kind of distracted school kid. But yeah. Yeah, cool dude. Screen time, like when I saw a report of my screen time once, I was like disgusted with myself because I was quite literally on my phone for at least 10 hours a day, and none of it was productive. Like all of it was just kind of, I won't say all of it, but like a good majority of it was probably like doom scrolling. I was like, that is ridiculous. So I figured if I'm going to be on my phone, if I'm going to be on my phone anyway, I might as well be doing something productive and something helpful. So we're live now. So if my screen time does say I've been on my phone for too long on YouTube, it is me going live. So at least I'm doing something helpful, not only to myself, but also to others. Scott, I don't even care for tennis that much. You just seem cool. And yes, there was a clapping scene. All right. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. Scott, I enjoy pickleball, though. I just don't have anyone competitive enough to get into tennis with me. I'm sure you could find someone, Scott. Especially if you're playing pickleball, there's usually like some tennis players that switched over from pickleball. You might be able to find at least one. I feel like you should be able I feel like you'd probably be able to find at least one person to play with you if you really wanted. Let's see. Rincore, my flat screen TV is like 8 inches deep. Dude, it's not even my flat screen. That's just kind of like a wall ornament because I don't have it plugged in and I don't watch TV. So it was there. It was just there when I moved into the room, and I just never took it down. So it just kind of like sits there, never being used. DJ, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it. Hello. Scott, I feel like you have some friends. And if you only play pickleball with your girlfriend who hates you, I don't know why. I'm hoping this is all just like a joke and she doesn't actually hate you. But if she actually does hate you, how does this relationship work? Like what's happening here? Keen said, I can't find red hearts on screen to tap on them. I don't think anything's changed. I don't think anything changed, Kinza. I'm not sure if it's not showing up or anything though. Zayan or Zayan? Hello? How are you? Thunder, stop talking. Don't talk like that. It does not work. We have a baby and I don't want to leave the baby. It's quite miserable. That's crazy, dude. Carvana, hello. Kinza, it's not showing the option for red hearts. I'm sorry. I don't know what would have changed, but because I didn't do anything different. I didn't do anything differently with this stream from the others. Too shark. Are you talking about my lips? Zayon, please tell me how to say that properly. I don't want to be saying that wrong and being rude, but where am I from? I'm from the US, bro. Ginza, looks like you found him. Carvana, your profile picture is cute. Are you talking to me, Carvana? Manuel, who's my pick for tomorrow's match between Alcaraz and Sinner? I don't know, dude. But with those two, it's always a toss up. So I can't really say anything between the two. You almost never know. So I don't really have an opinion on who I think is going to win between the two of them. I think it's just going to be a good match, especially since it's hard court and indoors. Maybe Sinner has an advantage just because he can just power through the ball and not have to worry about wind, but I don't know, dude. I haven't been paying much attention to the year-end finals. Docs, bro, do you have good friends? I think I have good friends. Mark, hi, bro. My name is Cody. Hello. What's up, Cody? If your name is Cody, then why is Mark the name that pops up? Carvana, yes. Well, thank you, Carvana. I appreciate it. Younger me. Let's see. Cody, hello again. Mr. Jackie, I am not colorblind. The glasses are not designed to help with that. Do I like jazz? I do like jazz. I was in jazz band in high school and I played the saxophone, so jazz band was always so much fun. I enjoyed it. Yes, I kind of figured it was a B movie reference. Let's see. A non-room tour? No. I will not be doing a room tour. You are getting this little small vertical look into my room, and that is it. Let's see. You got a brand no saxophone? I know that's not. I have no clue. Seamus, hello. Kinza, thank you. Docs, what kind of YouTube army Thunder is planning to make? I have no clue, dude. Scott and Thunder, if you guys are wanting to continue this conversation, I think you two should continue this on your own. I don't necessarily need my channel associated with people joining armies or militias or anything. So if you guys are wanting to do that, then I would probably say to take it out of here and talk elsewhere. All right. Thank you, boys. I appreciate it. Philip, no, I do not. I do not need to start my own legion of anything. All right. Kinza, what time is it over there? It is 11:02 over here in the in my part of the U.S. So we're getting close to midnight, and midnight or around midnight is probably close to when I think I'll end the stream, just because that'll be over the 3-hour mark. So yeah, we still got about an hour to be here and hang out. Docs, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about either there. Philip, I follow you in the battle as long as those glasses are part of the uniform. They're sick. Hey man, maybe if I ever start a business, I'll just get these glasses for all the employees. It comes with, like, you get hired, you get your own pair, and then we all just wear these, and that's part of that. That is just your uniform. Who knows? That'd be weird, but it'd be funny, I think. Keenza, what time do I sleep? After the live stream. So whenever that ends, then I'll go to bed. Scott, hey, you're nearby. That's my same time. I'm from Indiana. Scott, I'm in Indiana. That's sick, bro. Where are you? Where are you at? Scott, that it would be genius to have these glasses be the full pair, to be the full uniform. UCal, hello. Thunder, start my own business. Okay. Scott, is that a Connorsville? Crawfordsville. I was gonna say there's a lot of C-villes in Indiana. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we are not close to each other, Scott. Doc, I have a similar concept glasses, but they're in blue tint. See, I don't know about any other tint of the glasses. These are just the ones that my friend recommended to me, so that's why I got these ones. Let's see. Mohammed, hello. Thunder, do I work in the technology field? No, sir. I work in the I work at a tennis retail store. So I am not in the tech field at all. Ukel, how should I what? What are you in reference to? Zion, happy Sunday, man, or Saturday, whichever day it is there anyway. I mean, Zion, if we give it about an hour, then it'll be midnight and I'll cross over into Sunday. So we'll probably be here for at least that hour, and then I'll be in Sunday with you if you're there already. Chevy, what's up? Welcome back. Thank you for coming to another live. I appreciate it. Anon, am I single? Yes, I am single. Thunder, I look like a tech genius. I should quit and make the next Facebook. Nah, fam. I don't need to be the next Zuckerberg or anything. I like tennis. I'll stick with tennis. I know tennis. I would not know how to begin programming or anything. Like you can probably learn just because you can learn almost anything online nowadays, but I do not need to make a new Facebook. We have a perfectly good Facebook already. What, Amber, what is it in the US? Are you asking what time it is in the US? Because if you're asking what time it is in the US, where I'm at in the US, it is about 11 o'clock p.m. in my time. Colson, what's up? Zion, too far and too deep on tennis to be a tech, apparently. I mean, I just wouldn't want to do it. I don't think it would be good. I don't think it would be good for me. Zion, was it hard to get an MRT license? Because I've been working at the tennis retail store that I worked at for so long, it was a little bit easier because I got the first half of the certification a few years earlier, which was what they call the PRA, which stands for Professional Racket Advisor. I got that certification first, but then when I went to go take the MRT test, it was just tough getting the stringing requirement because I hadn't been stringing as much, so that one was a little bit rough to do. But besides that, it was just kind of like studying for any other test. I knew a lot of the information already going into it, but even still, I still needed to study, and I probably still should have studied more for the test. I'm very lucky to have passed it on the very first time, so that way I didn't have to take it again. But if you're coming in brand new to tennis and you tried to get the certification, or even if you've been in there for a while, because you have to answer the questions how the test specifically wants you to answer the question, like you have to specifically answer it from the packet you get, then that's where it gets hard, because there's some things that I didn't necessarily agree with in the packet just from my work experience. So it was hard, but not the hardest thing in the world. And the cool thing is, essentially, like once you pass the test, your recertification, because you have to renew your certificate every year, you pay like $15 or something, and then you take like a recertification test, but it's multiple choice, and they give you the study guide to look over, and you can just do it in like less than 2 minutes, because as soon as you pass like the big test, they're like, okay, yeah, you pretty much are good to go. You just need to like pay the fee pretty much, and then just renew it. ST4R, thank you so much for all of the jewels. I appreciate it. Amber, ooh, I'm from India and it's 9:38 a.m. That's crazy, Amber. Raj, have I ever fallen from the bed while sleeping? No, I've never fallen off of my bed from sleeping, luckily. That would hurt because I would not want to fall down onto like concrete or hardwood or even carpet. It would not be fun. Amber, what state am I from the USA? I'm from Indiana. So, not a state that too many people have lived in. Or well, I won't say that. Not a state too many people think of when they think of the US, but that's my home state. Kinza, all right. Docs, so when you separate from your house and get out to make your own path, what? Docs, what are you trying to ask here? I'm confused. User MZ, I'm in China and it's 5 a.m. in the morning. Bro, why are you awake? If it's 5 a.m., why are you awake listening to me right now? That's crazy, dude. If you don't have to be awake, go to bed, please. Get some sleep. SMS edits. I'm in Toronto, Canada. It's 11:12 p.m. Okay, so then edits. We're on the same time zone. You're pretty much on Eastern time with me then. Cool, cool. Kinza, I'm listening to you. Thanks, Kinza. I appreciate it. Is there something there? Zion, so is it the FA.OU? I don't know what that means, Zion. Sorry, is it the famous Tennis Warehouse where you work at? No, I do not work. I do not work at Tennis Warehouse, Zion. If I worked at Tennis Warehouse, you would probably have seen me, or I would have been doing my best to make my way into some of those Tennis Warehouse reviews, because that would be what I would want to do there at Tennis Warehouse. Next Tech, hello, how are you? Zara, yo, he works for YouTube. JK, I don't know. Nah, I don't work for YouTube. That'd be an interesting job, but I don't know if I would want to do that. Amber, do I like cricket? I've never played cricket, and I have no idea about cricket, so I can't really say I like it or dislike it. I'm just kind of like neutral because I don't know anything about it. Leaf, I'm built like a zucchini. That's crazy, bro. Edits, you sub. Thank you. I appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Ukel, hello. Michael, I like how colorful your room is. I know, right? It's such a great like monotone color. I don't know, dude. This is how the room was when I moved in, so I just live with it. It doesn't really matter to me. Ukel, hello again. John, what's up? How are we doing, sir? Zion, do I play tennis regularly too? Yeah, for the most part. I'm usually playing at least once a week, and then sometimes more during the week if some of my friends are available to play. So sometimes. Let's see. John, can I be your friend? I mean, I don't see why we can't be friends, John. Critical, got some roof leaks. No. That's not a roof. That's just my that's just the ceiling in my room. So, or probably a competition even. I'm not Zion, I don't play in like tournaments or anything. It's mainly just playing with my friends and playing for fun now. Nehemiah is Next Tech Nehemiah. I'm assuming that's how I say it. Is your name? What's the model of the ThinkPad? I don't know. This is the Lenovo ThinkPad with the Intel Core i5 10th generation. That is as much as I know. That is as much as I know about this ThinkPad, even though I've had it for like years and years and years. So, yeah. Let's see. Doc, if I get the chance to go on a world tour, which country will be my first choice? Maybe Japan, just because I took Japanese in high school. Now, granted, that does not mean I'm going to try and go over to Japan and start speaking Japanese, but Japan is probably the country that I have interacted with their culture the most outside of any other. A, from taking the class, but also just B, I like watching anime too. So, and I'm a really big fan of like Pokemon and all that stuff. So, I think Japan would probably be a fun place to go to first. And then after that, I'd probably want to go to Egypt. Like, I've always been really fascinated with like the Great Pyramids and everything, and just like ancient Egyptian mythology, or just like ancient Egyptian like everything, especially from when I was a kid. So that's probably where I would. Those two are probably where I would go if I was doing a world tour. Amber, cricket is just like tennis, but you don't have to move left and right to hit the ball. You have to stand in the middle and just see and hit the ball. Yeah, isn't that why Amber, isn't that why a lot of people compare cricket to baseball here in America? Like, that's usually the big thing, to where, because they both have the ball, you're standing in the line, you don't really move, you just have to hit the ball and then run. I think usually baseball is the big comparison to cricket, I think. At least from what I've heard. Phoenix, you're back. How was practicing? Rick, that's water damage on the ceiling tiles behind you. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't know when the water damage happened. But from what I've been told, it's fine now, because I think it was like a while ago. So we should be good. Doc, why would you want to go to North Korea? Shush or shh. I don't know who Tyler is, so I am not. Yeah, I could not go there. I could not do that. Kinza, Egypt is not very safe for foreigners though. Why? Why is Egypt not safe for foreigners? Joshua, do those glasses really work? I've felt that they've worked. I have greatly like benefited from them, I believe. So, I personally like them. That's just me though. Docs, you're saying yes, it is safe. Interesting. Phoenix practicing was very productive indeed. Good. Now, Phoenix. What is your actual name? So I don't just keep calling you Phoenix. But I am hoping that you're also going to be practicing tomorrow too, right? Right. Dan, Missouri? No, I am not from Missouri. Zion, I see between the nowadays number 1 and number 2 ATP. Which one? Which one's my favorite? I mean, of course, we all love the great big three. Between Sinner and Alcaraz. I'm sorry, I could not speak for a second. Between the two, I think I tend to lean a little bit more towards Sinner. I don't really have a big reason why. I just kind of do. So yeah, I would probably say Sinner over Carlos. They're both amazing. They're both great. I just tend to like Sinner a little bit more, but I like both of them. Tyler Durden is a character in Fight Club movie. Yeah, I've never seen Fight Club, so that's why I had no clue what you were talking about. But why are you talking about? Why are you talking about Fight Club, bro? Isn't that like the number 1 rule? You don't talk about Fight Club? Let's see. Docs, bro, because I just want to see there. I've listened about it a lot. Just want to see what's going on there. Are you talking about Egypt still, Docs? Phantom, you look like I made Linux. What is that? It's a penguin. What? So it's some sort of software. Interesting. Okay. Gabriella, thoughts on Grabblesnake Tour M8 string? From playing with Grabblesnake Tour M8, because I currently have that in one of my rackets I'm playing with, it plays good. Like it seems easy on the arm. I take that back. I don't necessarily know if it's easy on the arm because I'm playing with it in a racket that has foam put into it, so that's already helping me to make it easier on my arm. Rattlesnake Tour M8, it has good spin. It has a lot of feel to it from my experience with it, so that I was surprised with. Good spin, good power. Control wise, it seems to be doing fine. Tension maintenance, I haven't really noticed too much of a dip even after like 8 hours of play or anything, 8 to 10. So it's holding and maintaining tension well for me. And it just kind of feels like the ball sits and dwells in the strings a little bit longer than some other polys. So you just really can feel where it is and you can direct it a little bit easier. So that's what I would say about Grabblesnake Tour M8 so far. I need to play with it like 1 or 2 more times to officially give like my final ratings. But yeah, I would say I would so far it's been a very very nice string. I was trying to compare it to a different string with one of my friends, and we were kind of coming up with like it was comparable to Babolat RPM Blast, or I said something like Yonex Polytour Rev just because of the sides to it, but we kind of were both leaning more and more towards Babolat RPM Blast as like a comparison string. So it's been very interesting, very fun to play with. Phantom, Phoenix was practicing French horn. Actually, she has an audition coming up here soon, and so she had been practicing, and then is came back to came back to the stream after she was done. Amber, do I play COD Mobile or BGMI? I don't know what BGMI is. I'm assuming that's like Battleground something. But no, I do not play COD Mobile or anything like that. Lovely, how'd you get your feelings hurt? I'll be practicing a ton tomorrow. Don't you worry. And my name is Emily. Okay. All right, Emily. Cool. You bet. I hope you do practice, just because you gotta. I hope you do get better and make sure you have a great audition. Baba Booey, I lost my pinkies and one of my toes in a bad bar fight back in '97. Will this impact my backhand? I don't know. Do you have a one or two-handed backhand, Baba Booey? Carvana, do you have other passions than tennis? Yeah, I would say I do. One of them is music, and also just kind of like musical theater. That one I very much love and very much like performing. So that's one thing I've really really liked, and I would say I am passionate about. I don't perform as much as I used to when I was in high school, just because I don't have as many shows that I do now. But music and performing is one. Tennis is one. Surprisingly, like really big into Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and all of those, like, and some like other weird nerd stuff. But that's fun. And then I also do tend to like have a passion for like personal development, self development, and all that. I find that to be very fun and very like helps me in just in terms of like getting to be a better human being, or what I think is a better human being. Let's see, Rick, I'm guessing Arkansas. Yes, I said Arkansas instead of Arkansas. I like Arkansas better. I'm guessing Arkansas based on the accent. I have never been told that I have an accent. Now, granted, I've never been told that from someone that's lived in America and also lives in America, but I might have an accent. I've never been to Arkansas, so I don't know if they have accents out there. But I don't know, dude. I'm not from there, though. Excuse me. Log, what's up, sir? How we doing? You got the book Atomic Habits? Nice. Let's see. Al, have I tried the new Dunlop FX500? How would you compare it with the Slinko Blackout V2? Hoping for a review. So I do have the Dunlop FX500 out on a demo. So I need to just get hitting footage with it, and then I can probably do my review of it. But I personally like the Slinko better than the Dunlop. For me, for some reason, the Dunlop feels not as solid as the Blackout does. So like the Dunlop feels a little bit less stable than the Blackout. I think it may also just be because of the foam in the Blackout. However, the Dunlop, I would say, I feel like it is weighted more towards the head compared to the Blackout itself. So it feels like there's a little bit more plow through and a little bit more like force coming off on the Dunlop. But since since it doesn't feel as stable, that's not necessarily as helpful because you can't really control it as much. So that's where I would say the Solinco edges out and wins for me, but the Dunlop still does well. Spin wise, it's fine. Power wise, it's fine. Nothing like extremely special there. So it's an interesting thing. I need to hit with it like one more time and get some recording of me actually hitting with it, and then I should be good to do a review. Docs, no, I'm talking about North Korea. Interesting. Okay. Lock Atomic Hacks, I got it as per suggestion. Nice. Hopefully it helps out, bro. Nick, that's probably about as much as you're gonna get. Alexander, hello. Zion, also in my opinion, what usually be a good time or clue to change a string brand or type? Let's see. Usually when you're looking to change your string brand, it is predominantly when you feel like you are not getting the amount of you're not getting help with what you want out of the string. So for some people, it's like if they want more help with power, then they decide, oh, it's time to change strings. If they want more help with spin, they change strings. If they want more help with control, they change strings. I'm of the idea that you can make the current string you're using work for you if you really try, and you want to just use if you're willing to test a bunch of different tensions, because you can usually like make that kind of stuff work. Sometimes you can't, and you do have to change string, but at that point it's after you've tested the string you're using at a few different tensions just to see what you think and what you want help with. So it's a lot more of a personal preference, Zion, but it also just comes down to what you want the string to help you with the most. Because some strings are better at, say, like producing spin than others. Some are better at control. Some are better at power. Some are easier on your arm. Some are more durable. Just depends on what you as the player want the most help with, and then we can kind of like fit you with a string that you'd have to try to see and make sure it doesn't cause you like tennis elbow or any other injuries. Docs, bye, bro. See ya. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. Amber, what about the glasses I'm wearing? It's unique. Does it protect you from the screen light? Yes, it does. That is the exact purpose of these glasses, Amber. Carvana, what kinds of music do I like? So I tend to like music that is made anytime before like 2010. That seems to be where a lot of my music taste falls, predominantly around like 70s, 80s. Sometimes you can throw 90s in there, but like 60s, 70s, 80s, that's where a lot of my music taste is probably at and comes from. Now, granted, that doesn't mean that I don't actually listen to like some newer songs, or like, yeah, just some newer songs, or even songs from the 2000s or 2010s. But I tend to lean towards musicians or just songs where I can tell that the vocalist or the artist themselves is actually able to sing the song, even if they didn't need auto-tune or anything like that. They are fully capable of actually hitting all of those notes in person live. That's where I tend to fall, just because I think that's so much more like authentic and just better music. And as long as it has like a fun story to go along with it, I like that. There's some songs I have that are just in my playlist that are just completely stupid. but I like a lot of things. I absolutely will almost not ever listen to screamo. Like that's not my thing. I don't need to be like yelling at my phone or having my heart rate go up just because I want to listen to a song. But like most other stuff, I could probably find at least one song from every genre. I think I could listen. I think I would like and listen to. Just depends. Let's see. Emily, do I still like performing and playing the sax? I I enjoy playing the saxophone. I just don't do it that much. My youngest sister, she's thinking about starting question. My youngest sister, she's thinking about starting to play the saxophone, so I am potentially helping her out with that if she continues to actually want to play. So, I don't know. I had fun. Let's see. Walk, Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt. Nobody can ever beat their records. 3 times Usain Bolt's triple gold. How strict they were in their routines to get their goals. Comments on it. Are you asking me my opinion on it? Or are you just saying that they comment on that in the book, Lolk? M Tekka, have I played with the older FX 500? Can I compare it to the new one? From what I believe, the big difference is that surprisingly the new one, they focused a little bit more on control for this. It seems like quite a few power rackets this year came out and they tighten the string pattern in the middle of the racket. So it's still a 16 by 19 like the old one is. But if you look at the actual spacing between the strings themselves, I believe it's in the new one. It's actually a little bit tighter and closer together compared to the old one. So that's going to help give you a little bit more control from the power that they're already that the racket already has. So I believe the new one is a little bit more controlled than the old one, but besides that, I don't necessarily think I felt too much of a difference. So that's probably what I would say, M Tekka. And I would have to get them both side by side to like give a more official statement, but that is what I remember off the top of my head from playing with the old one, but that was a few years ago. Let's see. Hakama, no. Mark, I don't know what that means. Who's Fred? Primt. Hello? Zion. All right, did you always use the digital machine? I mean, is it true that digital machine 52 pounds tend to tighter than 52 pounds on manual? If yes, in your suggestion, how should I request the tension between those two machines? Is, let's say I'm usually use the 52. So Zion, if you are typically using 52 pounds, the electronic machines are usually going to feel tighter than your normal 52 on, say, like a manual or a crank machine. That is correct. So I would say if you're wanting to test or see if you can tell like a big difference between the two, whichever one you are more comfortable with at 52. So let's say you like 52 pounds from an electronic machine, then because that one is tighter and the manual and the manual machine is not, if you have to get your racket strung on a manual machine, then I would probably say just to try going up by like 2 pounds from your normal. So have them string it at 54. But on the opposite end, if you like the if you like 52 pounds on a manual machine and then you have to get strung on a electronic machine, then I would probably say just to try it at 50 pounds, because that way it's going to feel tighter, almost like the normal 52 would. So I would say probably to try like that. It is one of those things where you're just gonna have to like, it's kind of just like trial and error. Because I know one gentleman, he was kind of having the same issue to where like we used to string at my work on manual machines, but then we got electronic machines for everyone. So he's been trying to like figure out and mess with his tension to make sure that he actually gets it right and gets it where he wants it. So it's just a little bit more of trial and error. But Zion, I would probably start with like 2 pounds difference. If you like 52 pounds on the electric machine, go to 54 pounds on a manual. If you like 52 pounds on a manual, try 50 pounds on an electric. See how that does, and then kind of adjust from there the next time you get restrung, just because you're just trying to figure everything out. Tiffany, hello. Let's see. Emily, so based on the conversation like 2 hours ago, what foods do you eat? Or is it like bread and water? Max, hello. Welcome back. Thank you for coming to another live. Emily, I do like water and I do usually like bread, but there's not too many foods that I like. Oh, Emily, you did miss it while you were practicing. Someone they found out that I've never had cake and I've never had pie before. So that was really shocking to some people. So that one was a big one that really was crazy for people to like hear, and they're like, "How have you never done that?" I was just like, "Never had it, never tried it, never experienced it." They're just like, "I don't believe you." And I was like, "Yep, that's the truth." So it's not a lot, Emily. There's not a lot of foods that I have tried. Locke, just keep reading the book. You'll start to it'll all come full circle just by reading it, and then it will give you kind of instructions on how to start implementing something like that. Max, did I ever watch K-pop Demon Hunters? No. I heard about it, but I never watched it. Mark, Fred is a musician. What song did he sing, or like what song did he make, Mark? Sharia, welcome back. or if you've been here, what's up again? Vladimir, am I the guy who breaks in churches for the donation boxes? I don't even know what that means. Sharia, have I watched Stranger Things? No, I have not watched Stranger Things. My friend tried to get me to watch like the very first episode or anything, but I never got into it. Wasn't for me. Let's see. Primt, please stop joking. No, I'm not joking. If it's about the food comment, I'm not joking. That is the truth. Porcel, I am from the U.S. Philip, why am I built like the girl's torso in Roblox? I don't know, dude. Maybe Roblox just used me as the model without my knowing, and I'm owed a lot of money. Emily, what? You need to try cake and pie. I was like, do I though? I mean, if I've made it this far without it, I don't think I necessarily need to try them. Zion, clear. Thank you, sir. Awesome. Of course, glad to help Zion. Max, ask your parents. I'm not. They'll be able to tell you. Emily, and yesterday you mentioned that I had never had broccoli, and and you were astonished by the fact that I've made it so far without trying one of the most basic vegetables. Yes, I've made it this far without trying broccoli. I could not tell you the last time I ate a vegetable because I don't know. I honestly don't. I mean, Emily, I tried steak for the very first time this year in January. So, if that tells you anything, I have not tried too many foods. Sharia, I should watch because it's a great series ever made, and last season is coming. Please watch, dude. Sorry, bud, but I, I'm not gonna start diving into it. I know the last season is coming out because I have friends that are excited for it, but I just don't want to commit the time to watching it, dude. That from what I've heard, that thing is long and it takes forever. Let's see. Nathan, where do I live? I live in the US, bro. Emily, you're telling me that you're gonna live life without ever being curious to what even some foods taste like. I need to see what your and pantry looks like. OMG. I mean, I don't know. Well, when I was living somewhere else for a little bit, when I was buying groceries. Let's see, what was it? Yeah, when I was buying groceries, if you looked in my fridge, the only thing you would see in my fridge was was a it wasn't even a Brita, it was a water filter, and that was it. Like you would not I did not buy anything that needed to go into a fridge. Like my grocery items consisted of three things that I just bought like multiple items of. That was it. I was in and out of the grocery store in like 5 minutes, if that. Uh, Law, is there any name like your name in your name in my country? I don't think there is, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure though. I haven't really ventured too far into some of the other states, but there might be. Harish, what's up, bro? Miss Tiara, never had cake, broccoli, and you tried steak for the first time this year. Wow. I know, right? It's crazy. L, what is my favorite go-to for dinner? I don't necessarily have a favorite go-to, dude. I just kind of like majorly eat the same stuff over and over and over again just because that's it. It's just food. Nothing else. Infinite Worlds, this guy. Zion, last question before heading out. Do I plan on going big with my channel about tennis, or are you still trying to find how things work with this channel? Zion, tennis is this channel's main focus and will most likely always be this channel's main focus. Like, I may bring in other things about other things that I relate to tennis like I did one video earlier this year. It was about how lessons I learned from playing Pokemon that I've used in tennis. So I might do more stuff like that, but this tennis is what I know. Tennis gear is what I know arguably the most about. So that is what I am the most qualified to talk to or talk about. So that's probably what I would keep the majority of all the content in this channel centered towards. But then the lives like this, it's just kind of like we can talk about tennis or we can just like chill and hang out like this. I'm completely fine with that. Let's see. Infinite Worlds. Living in a creepypasta. I don't know what any of that is. Phantom is 12 feet tall. Emily, that's actually kind of wild. I guess that keeps costs down. It did keep costs down. I will say that. Let's see. Phantom Pokemon dude. The heck, you cool cat. I mean, thanks, man. Emily, well, Phantom. Pokemon is respectable. Be careful. Okay. Kraken, hello. How are you? Infinite's favorite player is Pete Sampras. All right. Very cool. Pistol Pete. Zion, I see. Thank you. Need to go now. See you and have a good day. See you, Zion. Hopefully, I'll catch you in another one of these live streams. Phantom, I'm not anti-Pokemon. Emily's like, I see. Okay. So, Emily, it sounds like you are a Pokemon fan. Have you played ZA yet? The new game they just released for the Switches? Because I played it and I finished it. Now, like, I finished playing the game. I did not complete the game. I finished like the main storyline and everything. But yeah, I like the game. But have you played it, Emily? Let's see, Emily. Have I ever had eggs? I have had the only time I've ever had eggs is if they were scrambled. That is it. I've never had them prepared any other way. Tiffany, who's my favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon is called Onyx. It is a giant rock snake. And the reason it's my favorite is because I saw it as a kid watching the Pokemon TV show, and it was a giant rock snake. So I was like, that thing is awesome. And so I just he's been my favorite ever since. Let's see, Zion W, Phantom W, Brody. Yeah. Phantom, oh, Tiffany's asking. See. Infinite, do I have any kids? No, I do not have any children. I do not even have a girlfriend, sir. I am single. Single with no kids. JJ, I'm back. I took the edibles, and God told me to tell you that he likes your glasses. Thank you, Thanks, JJ. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't have a Switch, but my friend loves that one, and she's already finished it. However, I've played all the Pokemon games on DS, which I still play, by the way, and I love them all. Yeah, I have so many of the Pokemon generations on DS. I think I have, yeah, I think I have all of them on DS that came out on the DS. So like I have Soul Silver for Gen 2. I have Omega. No, I have Alpha Sapphire for Gen 3, the remake on the 3DS. I have Diamond and Platinum for Gen 4. I have Black, White, Black 2 and White 2 for Gen 5. I have X for Gen 6, and then I have Moon for Gen 7. And then after that, the rest are on the Switch, and I don't have as many of those, but yeah, Emily, I have played so much Pokemon throughout my life, and I still play Pokemon. Like before I did this live stream earlier, I was watching a video on YouTube of guys playing Pokemon because I just was like, I was eating. I know, shocking, but I was eating and I was watching that, so it's fun. Let's see. Evangelio, do I recommend Weiss Cannon Ultra Cable 17 in the mains and multi in the crosses? I cannot recommend Weiss Cannon just because I've never played with it. I've heard about it, but I can't give you a full recommendation just because I haven't played with it myself. I actually do have a pack of it to put into my rackets to play with. But if you're wanting to use a poly and multi-hybrid, I've heard Weiss Cannon does tend to be very easy on the arm. So if that's what you're going for, then it may work out for you. I just can't say too much about it, Evangelio, because I've never used the string myself. And I don't want to say something and then have it potentially harm or hurt you or cause tennis elbow or anything just because I have not been able to play with it. Okay. Something on my desk sounded like it was about to fall off. Tiffany, your favorite's Eevee. Very nice. All right, Phantom. L, how often do I play tennis? I usually play tennis at least once a week. I have a group I play with. I have a group I play with once a week. We play for 2 hours. We just absolutely slap the ball. Like, we're not necessarily playing to get better. We are just playing to actually play. Well, we're actually playing just to, like, absolutely batter the ball and, like, see if we can knock the felt off of it. But, yeah, we just have fun, bro. Phantom, tennis is a rich people sport. That's what it's always been portrayed as, but you don't need a lot of money to play tennis. You may need a little bit more than some other sports, but you don't need that much to actually play it. Emily, I know, shocking. You say as I make the most flabbergasted face known to man. Yeah, what can I say? I figured it would be a shocking thing. Hungry Garfield said hello. What's up, Garfield? Emily loves your name. Phantom, nice. All right. Dumpster, Cyclops from X-Men is live still with Gene, bro. I don't know what that is, Dumpster. I don't know who that is, so I have no clue. Phantom, I see. Emily, genuinely, I remind you a lot of your older brother. That's crazy, Emily. All right, I guess I'll take it. Yeah, what Phantom said. Your older brother plays tennis too? That's crazy. L, any string recommend that plays similar and better than Slinko Confidential that I should try? L, if you want me to answer that, you have to define what better means because that's subjective. So unless you can tell me what you want the string to help you with more, help you with that Confidential is not helping you with, I can't really say anything because I don't know what you mean by better. Let's see, Garfield, did I ever play the Dragon Quest games? I did not play Dragon Quest. I've heard about Dragon Quest, but I have never played Dragon Quest. Emily, yeah, your older brother played tennis until his sophomore year. He's way graduated now. And the only reason he stopped is because the band schedule got to be too much. He played tuba and sousaphone. That's awesome. The fact, see, I'm just clicking a lot of the boxes of your older brother, Emily, because I played tennis. I was in band too. I did not play tuba or sousaphone, but my brother actually played the tuba and sousaphone in our band for school, which is pretty insane. So that's crazy that there's that coincidence. Yeah. Phantom, nice little. Yeah. Shadow Band. This is not American Pie. And no one here played the flute, I don't think. Nicholas, hello. All right. Hugh, am I visually impaired? I am, but these glasses are not prescription. I do have actual prescription glasses though. It's so orange. Yes, they are very orange. All right. So while L is thinking about his or her, I'm not sure because it just says L. While L is thinking about their final thoughts on the string, I will say their question will be the final question I take for the night. It has officially crossed the midnight mark for where I am at here in the US, and I've been live for over 3 hours, as well as I have very much nearly run out of water. So, L, you will be the final question of the night. If you could give me a little bit more of the context of what you want the new string to help you with compared to Confidential, I'd be happy to answer. But besides that, that once I answer that question, the stream will be ending, so that way I can go to bed because I do have to work in the morning. So that'll be that. Emily, but my brother and I used to play Pokemon all the time, listen to 2000s music, and it hit back and forth with rackets, but never really played tennis. Gotcha. Emily, when you guys would play together, did you guys ever play any of the GameCube games that Pokemon made? They weren't mainline games, but they were in the they were made, like it's Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, or Pokemon Coliseum. Did you ever play either of those? Phantom L is someone in the chat that has been commenting, and they asked a question if I could recommend them something as a replacement or something to try against Slinko Confidential, but I just need a little bit more info about how they want the new string to play, so that way I can actually recommend something. Let's see. Emily, night dude, will I be live tomorrow? Yes, I will be live tomorrow. My guess is it's probably going to start around the same time of around 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be my assumption. That usually seems to be working well, at least for me. But yeah, that's probably where it'll be. Pickle. I have never had a pickle, so can't really say much there. Miss Tierra, see ya. Thank you for being here. Phantom EC. Emily, not really. We also mainly play with the cards and battle with those because it was what we had then. Makes sense. Emily, if you get the chance, look up a battle theme song from Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Just type in mirror, like the word mirror, and then the letter B, and then theme song, and listen to the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness version. Pokemon did not have to go that hard with that song because they just blew it out of the park. Because the guy himself, if you ever see his actual character model, it's hilarious. And his team, when it plays a song, he has Ludicolo as his Pokemon, and they dance to the song on beat. And it's just absolutely hilarious. If you ever actually see gameplay footage of Mirror B's team, his final team has the Ludicolos dancing to the music, and it is extremely funny. Let's see. I like the Slinko Confidential as versatile for me to hit flat hitter and play topspin whenever I like. Is versatile, etc. Moonball as well. Yes, Emily, I've never had a pickle. That is correct. Sarah, where am I from? Where am I from? I'm from the U.S. All right. So, L, just based off of what I've read in the comments, or well, what you've said from your comments, my first initial reaction, or at least string that I would say to look into, one is probably Vocal Cyclone. I'd probably say that one. It's a little bit less expensive than Confidential, but it has more sides to it. So from my experience and just the experience of other people I know that really like the string, you do have a very good time choosing to actually hit with spin or choosing to hit flat with Vocal Cyclone. It can do both pretty easily, and you can switch pretty easily between the two. And then also it's a little bit less expensive, so you're not paying as much to restring it. The feel, that's going to be the most different thing, but the person that I was talking to, they actually like the feel of Cyclone better than Confidential. So that's why I would suggest Cyclone. And then one that's going to be probably a little bit more close to Confidential itself. The other string I would say to try is going to be Headlink's Tour. That one, instead of being 5-sided like Confidential, it's 6-sided. So not Cyclone has more sides than both of those. But Headlink's Tour is going to be a little bit stiffer, so a little bit more powerful, and just have a little bit more spin. I also believe that Headlink's Tour will not break as fast as Confidential will. You'd have to like check me on, but that's also more dependent upon you as the player. So I would probably either look into Vocal Cyclone or Headlink's Tour L, and I would just use those in whatever gauge you normally use Confidential at, and string them at whatever tension you normally string Confidential at as well. So that way you're only testing the strings themselves to see if you like them. You're not changing the tension or anything that could also be affecting how the string is playing. So that's where I would probably lean towards, and you can just decide between those two which one to try first. But those are the two I would probably say to look into first, bro. Or Dudette, whichever. I'm not sure. Hope that helps. Emily, have a good night. I'll try my best to be back tomorrow. Sounds good, Emily. Hopefully I'll see you there. Walks. My voice sounds like Mr. Beast. All right, interesting. L, when will I be streaming next? Thanks a lot for that. Have a great night. Thank you. I will be streaming again tomorrow. Again, probably starting around the same time of about 8 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That seems to be the time that has been working out best for me so far, but it may just depend on like what's going on out in my normal life as well. But usually that time seems to work out pretty good, and then it's just an easy way to end the night. So we'll see. But yeah, with that being said, L's question is answered. So like I said, that is going to do it for this live stream. I thank you all for coming out. Yeah, I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you took some time to hang out, have fun, and just kind of like talk about whatever and just chill if that's what you did too. So that being said, I appreciate everyone that has been here and everyone that is still here. And as always, I hope you have a great night or you have a great morning, depending on the time zone you're in. And as always, take care.